scared I wasn't gonna be able to find it.
We are live on the internet. Should be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hooray. Noah, did you do your homework this week? Is
I
the
did it.
thumbnail telling the truth?
I did good. Teach.
Thank God.
And I'm happy I did because it was yeah. I thought we were holding off on Kill Bill and Leaving Las Vegas for you, Joe. So I was like, I don't have to watch shit.
He
And then we
fucking
get in.
bamboozled us.
We get in. He's like, oh, we're ready to talk Kill Bill. I'm just like,
So did you just go over Platoon last week?
yeah.
Gotcha.
You should have just acted like you watched it the whole time. You know, just
Yeah.
like,
should have, yeah.
It was crazy
What
when
you guys-
she killed Bill, right, guys? Like,
Holy fuck, the sword, right? Yeah. The swords. My favorite part, just the samurai swords. They're just so cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking badass.
You remember that one scene where she killed Bill? You remember that?
Yeah.
That was fucking
Wow.
sick.
Fucking epic.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it was kind of, I mean.
It definitely was.
Pretty badass.
Definitely was.
All right, yeah. Well, I mean, welcome back, everybody. What should we start with for our first chat? Should we just go into our movie chest this week, or should we do our box office?
Yeah, let's get that fucker out the way real quick, please.
Yeah.
The
The movie chest?
I mean,
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
run
Yeah,
through
man.
it. Fuck that thing. Like, oh my
Fucking
God.
run it. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Nicolas
yeah.
Cage.
Well, I didn't even pick this one. Who picked this movie? It wasn't my fault.
I was
Joe
sadly,
and
I picked
Noah.
it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I didn't. No, this was definitely not.
I
on
very
my-
much regret it. I
Two-
know
it
somebody
overlapped.
else
It
got it.
wasn't-
Yeah, it was me
I don't
and somebody
think I
else.
did.
I know
Had to have
that.
been.
I don't think I did, but
we can go back in the text, but if it was
Fucking
me,
go
you
in
guys can shoot me.
I'm going
I
in the
promise.
archives.
Yeah, right, dude. Like I
Let's-
I kept like
Let's
checking
see.
the time of this movie because I'm like, how much is left of this fucking garbage? Like,
Same,
Matt?
actually. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't Matt.
Yeah,
Hang on,
nah.
let's see.
Picked way better movies than this.
I know I
But,
picked.
yeah, honestly, I'm cool with not voting in the next one because that's how bad I feel. Like,
no, it's cool, man. I mean, this was on my list, so it's not like I didn't want to not watch it. I kind of
yeah, no, it was
thought
on
I
my
guess
list.
it was. Yeah, it
I
was
never
in there for a
even-
reason, and I didn't put it in there. So like,
right. It was, I mean, I've heard of this movie for a long time, and I've heard pretty good stuff about it. So,
I'll wear this one, guys. It was me and Joe.
damn.
Holy
dude,
shit! I'm sorry.
Well, you did it to yourself, so.
I
Yeah.
did. I deserve this.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know yet, we watched Leaving Las Vegas this week. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you haven't discovered it now or taste, is there anybody? What do you think, Noah? If you haven't really said much about it yet.
I was. All right. I did not enjoy this movie a whole lot. I enjoyed the first like half hour, 45 minutes. I think was like, it was interesting enough to like hook me. But I don't know, man. So many bar scenes with Nick Cage just being a drunken
Piece of shit.
fool. Yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
no redeeming qualities at all
That,
throughout
yeah,
the
that-
entire
Neither of
movie.
these
It
characters.
sucks.
starts
the end
off
of it.
bad. It just goes downhill from there.
He
Like,
doesn't
yeah.
sleep with a prostitute, bro. I mean, he's a golden child.
but he
Isn't
does.
that crazy?
He literally cheats on this prostitute girlfriend
Yeah,
with a different
yeah.
prostitute in her fucking house.
That's later,
Like,
bro.
pissed-
That's later.
That's what pissed me off about this movie. That's what ended up pissing me off about this movie because it was just like his character. There was like no growth. I guess maybe that's the point because he's like an alcoholic.
There was no
and-
growth for either of them. Like,
No, not really. No.
I mean,
He just wanted to bust the nut the whole time, and he was just kind of
literally
like,
did and just
"What?"
immediately died.
Exactly.
what a
It's
scene.
like,
I mean, what a way to go
was this
out, I guess.
movie?
But it's not like it's like the
Telling
first time in
us.
his life that he's busted a nut. I mean, like he
Yeah.
has a kid. He's got a son that he probably like, and it doesn't really like exactly explain why his wife and child left him because he's like he started drinking because they left him or they left him because of the drinking. So like
Mhm.
I'm assuming he was already this fucked up and it just got worse. Like
Yeah.
But-
I mean,
also, I mean, like in reference to Nick Cage's drinking, halfway through the movie, she asks him like why, and he says he doesn't remember, which like it's unclear because Nick Cage is like in a fog the entire fucking movie. But like, if he doesn't remember why he's drinking himself to death, like
Why are you doing
why
it?
does he continue? Why
that's
like
all he knows. I
you have no
guess.
motivation at that point? I mean,
Yeah.
you could just restart your life because you totally fucking forgot what happened. I guess like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his line of like never ask me to stop drinking. I can never stop drinking. It's like you don't even know why you're drinking anymore, so it should make it that
Mm.
much like
Well,
easier.
don't ask him to
be like,
stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Don't.
I
You
also
ask him to
personally
stop or get
thought
help,
like
he'll fuck some other bitch.
there
You
was
watch
like
him.
really
Yeah.
forced chemistry between the two characters. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
the first interaction, he almost runs her over and she flips him off. I didn't feel anything for their characters there. Then the next
Yeah.
time, like he picks her up, and like if there wasn't the score in this movie would be so fucking cringy. And like it is cringy as it is, but like I feel like it would just be worse without the score. Like the fucking light piano and fucking strings in the background.
Like an
And like
April breeze.
yeah, like I just like there was I don't know, I felt no chemistry between their characters like at the start, and then they just like forced this relationship. And like Sarah is talking to her therapist the entire movie. If you're a therapist and your client is like a prostitute comes in, she says, "Hey, I found this guy who's drinking himself to death and I think I love him and I'm going to ask him to move into my house." How do you think that person would react? Like I don't know, just overall
Follow your bliss.
somebody else can just talk. I'm sorry. I'm just going to shit on it this whole time.
Nah,
Like
it's cool.
Let's go back to the chemistry comment you made real quick. To be fair, the best line in the whole movie was as Nick Cage is walking away and he yells out, "Great ass!" There's chemistry. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but like, dude, he's trying to get laid the entire fucking movie. Like at the beginning, he asked the bank teller like if she would sleep with him when he's trying to cash a fucking check. Like, dude
Yeah.
doesn't care at all. Like, I don't know.
He's like not trying to bang Elizabeth Shue the whole movie
That's
though,
the
right?
thing.
So
That's
It's
like,
so weird
that's
because
what blows
he
my
talks to
mind.
that bitch in the bar and
'Cause he
she's
cares.
like,
The first
"You want
time.
to have sex with me?" Yeah, I'm not good at it anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the bank teller. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking lick the alcohol right off your clit." And it's like, all right, first off, dude, this is uncomfortable for everybody, including us viewers. And then this woman is literally throwing herself at him, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah.
It's like, what's
yeah.
what is this movie telling me?
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
it's telling me.
That's what
I
lost
would
me
like
after the
to,
first
because
30
I have
minutes.
no idea what the point of this movie was.
Yeah.
I honestly have
Just
no idea.
viewed it as like a fucked up love story. I mean, it's like the prostitute and the
guess.
alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, dude, but like
Yeah.
at the end, even like the
That's impressive.
prostitute, you have her like, you have Nick Cage cheat on her, and she kicks him out of the house. So like, she's basically broken up with him. Then she has to like relive the worst emotional trauma, like the worst emotionally traumatic event that has ever happened to her, except worse. And then she gets kicked out of her apartment, and then she sleeps in Nick Cage, and he fucking dies.
Yeah.
And that's like it. Like, it doesn't even lead off like where her character goes from there. Like,
is she
Speaking
going
of
to
what
therapy
the fuck?
after? Maybe. I don't know.
that was the last scene, I'm pretty sure, was the therapy.
So like she's got a
Yeah.
brighter future.
But she's
I'd
going
say,
through
but-
therapy throughout the entire movie, though.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
is it
But
all taking place
I
after?
think-
I didn't even really notice that. I guess.
that I don't know.
Mhm.
I would say it is taking place after, and she's just recounting this.
Hmm.
But like the thing with the forced emotion, it's like they want you to like feel something for these characters, so they shoehorn in this rape scene between these three guys. Like as a seasoned prostitute, these three
Yeah.
young guys come out and they're like, "I want to smash," and she's just like,
Giggling and fucking-
"Okay, you got to have money." But it's like, don't you think it's a red flag that these three reckless boys are coming out of some sports game, clearly drunk, and they want to have a good time? Like you wouldn't say like, "You know what, boys? Sorry, I'm not actually a prostitute." Why is she putting herself in this situation
Yeah.
only
Like, especially
for
when her
us to feel
pimp is
like,
like dead and she doesn't have a pimp anymore, you know? Like,
That is a good point.
It's-
which
Yeah.
also was
It's-
another just like really vague plot line that just kind of like petered off.
Went nowhere. Yeah.
I mean, he
Yeah.
did, right?
Like, why did you have to have Nick Cage like see those guys at the gas station?
there's a lot of
Because he
things
saw
that
them at
this
the
movie
gas
made
station, and then
you-
they just straight up they just went and murdered Yuri in
Yeah.
a hotel room.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all connected.
Vegas,
know, it's
baby.
just-
Yeah.
it tried to make you feel these things that and like tell this story of like, oh well, you have to feel for this woman, remember, because of this. And it's like, but I don't. She puts herself in these situations where she
Buy a
clearly
gun.
doesn't have
Like,
to.
It's
Like once her
fuck.
pimp left, why did she go back to slinging ass? Why didn't she stop selling pussy? You
Yeah.
know, I don't know. I just feel like there's an easy out on this. Like,
Dick to
I don't know,
bomb.
get a real job.
I am just like
Now that you don't
genuinely
have your pimp-
curious if somebody
I don't
did
know.
rate this movie like higher. Like maybe I should just go and look at reviews because like I am just curious like why this movie is is reviewed so high.
I
Like,
think it's just like
Yeah.
there's clearly two shitty characters, and then like when they come together, this like weird love or like weird respect happens with them, where it's like, oh, you're the one prostitute I don't want to just fuck because I feel for you, or like, and then obviously on her side, it's like the one dude who doesn't want to fuck her, just to fuck, like. So like I think like the love of this movie comes from like the situation of like that, but I don't know. I mean, also,
It's just so flat and boring, though.
well,
Yeah.
Enforced.
to add on to that, and to add on to that, I think like this movie, like whoever made Mike Figgis, the dude who made this movie, I think wanted to make a David Lynch movie. I mean, this was like
For sure.
100% like in the vein of David Lynch's like weird ass style, especially in the beginning. Like there's like audio shit that he's doing where it's like cutting out or it's like really low because he's fucked up and drunk, and
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's just yeah, it's like weirdly noir-esque, even though it's just like a standard setting, So it's
Yeah.
like somebody
Yeah, it-
liked David Lynch's shit and wanted to do it. That's kind of what I got immediately in like the first 10 minutes, and then it kind
No,
of just
definitely. Mulholland Drive mixed with fucking what's the other weird
Blue
one with
Velvet?
Blue Velvet? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that.
definitely, 100%.
yeah.
It just
So-
instead of in LA, it's fucking
But
It's
Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah, and these
Yeah.
two great. Yeah, I mean that's kind of
And the writing is not great. Like
There's-
I don't like. It's
you're
just
just
not good. Like Nick-
emulating Lynch without having
Yeah,
like
yeah.
any boundary, any like founding in your own material almost, I guess.
And
but-
and like on
Yeah,
top
yeah.
of it, it's clearly Oscar bait because Nick Cage spent got plastered and videotaped himself while drunk to prepare for
Yeah.
this role, and it's like,
I read that.
okay,
That's
cool,
crazy.
but like it's just Nick Cage being Nick
that's
Cage.
method
This
acting.
performance,
He goes
it's
for
not good. It's not a good performance. I don't care.
It is
I
not.
mean,
No,
it's
no,
not
dude.
It's
great.
pretty rough.
I
It's
feel
not
like
great.
there's like three categories
little
of Nick
better,
Cage
but-
movies.
Nick, like his abilities, and it can go either way to be like hammy or fucking real. So like,
I guess
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
couple
I mean,
moments, but
I-
overall, yeah, it's too much.
I could see that, but like you get better drunk acting from fucking I can't think of the actress, her name, but Dee from Always Sunny. That's some of the best
Oh,
drunk
yeah.
acting right there,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And like
Yeah.
then you go to Nick Cage where it's just him being Nick Cage, but with who's slightly buzzed, maybe, but I can't tell because it's fucking Nick Cage.
Like I guess like
You
the one
know?
that stuck out, whereas like he's destroying the fucking blackjack table or whatever in a rage. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's kind of believable. Just because
What actually like set him off there?
Who the fuck knows?
Did he-
The
I
dude
thought
he
asked
just
him
did,
a
like, he
question,
lost
the
That's
chick
like
asked him.
I think that's like the biggest thing for me is like he I don't like for the first quarter, like you kind of know that he knows what's going on, but then after that, I feel like it's just like undetermined if he even knows what the fuck is going on because like his brain is fucking deteriorated from drinking. Like
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
like in and out of like what's actually real or not. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. So like honestly, at that point, I'm just like I don't think this guy even knows where he's at. So I mean, like why? Like I don't know if I can trust any of his like decisions or like how he acts towards anyone else. Like
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I guess in that regard, the only positive thing from the movie I would say is like it depicts alcoholism very realistically. I mean, he doesn't eat the entire movie because
I'm
alcoholics
just
are that
thinking that at
severe.
the end. I'm like,
They
when
forget
has this
to
guy
eat.
eaten last or drank a
Yeah.
fucking glass of water? Like,
They forget to eat and just nourish themselves because they just they're drinking the whole time. And like that scene where he starts having the withdrawals and he has to go and make a fucking sloppy screwdriver, just to get
Yeah.
past the withdrawal. I don't know. I just with that regard, I was like, okay, that's definitely
It's grimy.
realistic take
I mean, yeah. I
on
thought
alcoholism.
Elizabeth
but-
Shue actually did pretty good in the movie as like in her role. She definitely like went
Yeah.
for it in the griminess.
Also, too.
So
Definitely better than Yeah.
yeah, for
Cage.
sure. It's
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely Oscar baity though. It's definitely like a time like
For
a
sure.
product of the '90s. Because I
Oh,
got like
hell
true,
yeah.
true romance vibes too, where it's like these two guys
Definitely.
are on a like they're just gonna fucking go away together and take this crazy ass fucking.
Yeah.
So it's like they're just kind of melding different
True love.
ideas.
yeah.
Love at
But see, they
first
didn't
sight.
even play into that. Like I don't know. I didn't even get like that. Yeah, maybe because you guys are saying like it's lack of chemistry, but like that wasn't even. There was no like fairy tale ending. Like
Yeah,
they
there
didn't even like
was.
She
tease
knew-
that.
She got the busted nut. He got the busted nut.
Yeah.
If that's your fairy tale. I mean,
Yeah.
shit.
She realized that they weren't long for each other or something. What is the? She's like, I realized that we were never. I don't even fucking remember. I just watched it today too, and
Me
Yeah.
too.
I watched it
That's how
yesterday. Yeah.
forgettable it is.
That's
I
why
hate
it's
it.
scratching
Yeah.
my mind.
Doesn't make much sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it really does not. I mean, I don't I guess like for Nick Cage's character, yeah, he did end up busting a nut, but like
Got
for
it.
her character, yeah, there is like no resolution. There's like no future. Like it
Well-
kind of just leaves off on a cliffhanger. Like where the fuck does she
I
go from
mean,
there?
Right.
Does she
Her
leave Las
takeaway could
Vegas?
be like she's satisfied that ass made that heart stop. You know, I mean,
She's still
I
got
mean,
it.
Maybe she's
what
just
was it
happy about
though? It was
that.
the alcohol that made the heart stop. Like
no,
Yeah,
it was the ass.
It was the yeah. let's
he
be
was
real.
already gonna die. Like
You tell that story like later on in life. It's it's the ass that did it. You know, it's like
Yeah,
I fucked him enough to. Fucking,
I knew it.
She's like,
it was just
My best
coincidence.
friend
Yeah.
died
some guy
fucking.
asked her what that ass do, and she's like, "You don't want to know." You know,
You
That ass
sure?
will
I
kill
don't
you.
know.
Watch out.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 2.5 because it did what it was trying to do, and it reached moments of like
Yeah.
artistic
What was it trying to do, Matt?
integrity, I guess. I mean, it's very clear what it's trying to do to me. It's just like if you like it or not, honestly.
What was it trying to do though?
It's like I said, it's like
trying to
it's like
fuck.
the prostitute and the alcoholic love story in Vegas. Like those characters are not
Okay.
going to be wholesome and like loving, and they're going to be a dude who just is going to kill himself drunk. So I understand like the ideas they're like going off of. It's just like not an overall pleasing experience. And like I mean, we went over it. The acting's not great. It's just not that
It's just
good.
lost.
People
Yeah.
love this movie for some reason, but you know, it did it. 2.5,
Honestly, it's probably just the tits and ass.
maybe. I
Yeah.
mean, that scene with Elizabeth Shue and the booze.
I was gonna say that was
Spicy.
pretty. I will not. That was hot.
It was
That
a
hot.
highlight for sure.
And
Yeah.
kind of a
Yeah.
callback to Nick Cage's like bank scene
True.
where he
Yeah.
where he was
It's-
talking
it's
about
just
pouring the
so-
booze all over somebody's
Yeah,
body and shit.
Right. It's just so
Oh,
sad
no,
that it's
no.
like so
I'll bump it up a half
directly-
star for that.
Fair enough. It's just
Free
like
the
so
nipple,
direct
half
the
star.
messaging. You know, it's like I'll get you to fuck me only by pouring. It's just like too direct and too like
Yeah,
in your
it was
face.
definitely it slapped you right in the nuts, and it's like, see what I'm doing? Look
Yeah.
it, I'm doing it.
Right.
It's like, okay, guy. Yeah, no, I had
Nick
it at
Cage
2.5.
is like magnetism
what
of
it
the booze,
takes.
Like okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, go
I
ahead.
had it at 2.5. This like since I watched it the last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever the fuck I watched it, I put it at 2.5 because, like, man, I was like, okay, the story is clearly trying to say something. I don't think it's saying much, but what it is saying is, these are these guys' journey and they succeed in some fashion. Sure.
It ends.
But thinking about it today, getting ready for this, I got mad and I dropped it 2 stars. So,
It's fair.
because truly, is it satisfying? No. So,
Eh.
it
Yeah,
lost
not at
a
all.
half for me.
It's not. No, I gave it 3 purely because I thought the cinematography was like decent. It was okay. It was good, but I don't know. Yeah, after
That last
talking
shot
about
where he
it,
just grabs the bottle off of the fucking dresser and it like pans
Yeah.
over it.
yeah, that's what did it. No, so I know after hearing you guys talk about it, I'll probably drop it 2.5. But yeah, that's
Welcome to the hive mind.
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I gave it 1.5.
I applaud you for
But
that.
I know
Yeah,
about
honestly,
I know
do.
about alcoholics. I know about prostitutes. I don't really need them to be glamorized.
There you go. And Joe's like an aficionado on Nick Cage too, so he's probably got a rating system that's beyond our like.
I already
comprehension
said,
as
yeah.
far as,
There's
like,
3
Nick Cage
categories
goes.
of Nick Cage movies. I've seen a
Right.
lot of Nick Cage movies too.
Right.
Like this is like bottom of my list. Like,
Really?
What's top?
Bottom
What's
tier for
top
Nick
for
Cage?
Nick Cage for you?
look, I mean, obviously National Treasure. Probably
Ooh,
Con Air. There's like, fuck. I'm missing
Have
like
you
an
seen
obvious
Pig?
one though. I have not seen
Pig.
Pig. I really
was
need to
good.
watch
Watch
that
Pig.
though. Yeah,
It
I've
was
heard it's
good.
good. And I need to watch.
The one that he plays. Nick
Fuck,
Cage?
what's the one with Pedro Pascal? Yeah,
Yeah,
I need to watch that one too.
Unbearable.
Honestly,
one's
I
alright.
kind of dropped off over the last
Yeah.
couple of years. I haven't been like keeping up, but in college, me and Terry used to watch like a shit ton of Nick Cage movies. So
Mhm.
like,
You got the basis. You got like all his
Yeah.
like classics and shit.
yeah, pretty
There's
much,
actually
yeah.
one coming out that I think has potential to be like
I-
the perfect Nick
Is he
Cage
like
movie.
bald?
Yeah,
and he's like
it's
a hunter or
the-
some shit. I actually saw like an article about it like earlier today. I think.
It's called Dream Sequence, I think, or something like that.
Hmm.
Where everybody's dreaming about him in this town, and he's a college professor, and he's in everybody's dreams, and he kind of becomes a celebrity.
Oh,
Interesting.
might be a
Concept.
different one than. Shit, all right.
Yeah.
He's got a couple.
watch
in
it.
the
It
can,
looks-
probably.
I just saw the trailer for it when I went and saw Dumb Money, and I was like, "Wow, this Nick Cage movie might be like the perfect role for him." So,
Got to play to his strengths, right? I mean,
yeah. Definitely
Well,
not drunk acting because that is not his strength.
maybe he filmed people dreaming for that one, and
Yeah.
I was
Like
like,
he
yeah,
went in there.
they're definitely dreaming
He
about
goes
me.
goes into their room with a camera, like Nick Cage does.
Creepy as fuck. Yeah.
Oh boy. But anyhow,
Yeah.
on to the real topic of today. Something
Better
I've
movie
been
chest to
waiting
come.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we want to
Yeah.
pick the movie just now, or are we just gonna slip into the KB here?
I gotta draw them all if you want to, but I could just do it after the stream and send it.
Yeah,
Do it
let's do
after.
that.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, let's talk about
Dive
Kill
in.
Bill though. Then, yeah.
Woo! Damn, dude.
Yeah.
All right. I fucking love these. Fucking these might be some of my like because Inglorious Bastards and I think Hollywood, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, were like my top Quentin Tarantino movies. These might have taken the cake, man. I had such a great
Yeah.
time watching these. I watched them both like back to back last night, and yeah, man. I don't know. I was a little stoned, and it was like a live action anime, dude. It was just a
Oh, yeah.
joy to watch. Yeah.
I mean, there is actually anime in there too in the first one.
Yeah.
There is, yeah. It's pretty good too. Like it's pretty badass. So I don't know. I enjoyed these. I loved them.
I think.
Matt?
Oh yeah, you
No,
can
go
go if you
ahead.
want. I think these were like the
hang
first.
on. Matt needs to answer for his sins that he committed last time by saying he enjoyed them less this time. So
I'll back it up. I mean, I did enjoy them less
right.
this watch. Not that I don't think they're good movies, because these are amazing movies, 100%.
Yeah.
I've watched them 10 plus times just because I love them so much. But I don't know. Watching Jackie Brown, I think, did something, and Pulp Fiction this watch, where it's just like I respect like his older shit a little more than I did before this watch through of his stuff. And this movie specifically, I think, like bridges a lot of like his style that there's like phases of his career, and this marks a different phase.
Definitely.
And to me, it's like his first attempt at that phase, and then he does it better later. So I just think like these are wild, crazy movies. I guess my overall encompassing why I think they're not maybe my favorite anymore of his catalog is that they're just too much. I don't know. A little bit too much for me.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah. Too much is like
I can agree
That's
with
a
that.
take.
too off the wall, like too wild.
So
What do you mean
like
by that?
this watch through, I started the movie for the volume 1, and it starts with the old Klingon proverb, revenge is a dish best served cold. And I'm like, fucking badass, Tarantino. Like, just starting with a Klingon, like, that's just like rock star shit in your movie. You don't give a shit. You're just having fun.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick. And like, and by the end of it, like volume 2, it ends with like the lioness is returned to the lion and all is right in the jungle again. I'm like, that's cool, man. That's like, but then I just like thought about like all the different like things I was being mixed into like one soup. Like there's like Superman, there's Klingon, there's jungle, there's anime, there's like, and I don't know, maybe I just like was like trying to nitpick it
Felt a
too
bit
much,
messy.
but it's just like a little bit too much of everything for me. I like
Gotcha.
Okay.
to start it in 2 different metaphors. Basically, I'm just like, is that good, or is that just like I'm doing whatever the fuck I want? You know, like I don't know.
Okay.
I
No,
see where you're coming from. I kind of see where you're coming from a little bit. I didn't like think about it because I was just
because it's so
happy
fun.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just a good time.
Yeah,
So
it's
I mean,
great.
fucking a pussy wagon, dude. Like that's fucking
Fuck
that
yeah.
car. Yeah, like that's the best.
So
Yeah.
Joe,
You know,
sorry,
I was
cut you off
wondering,
earlier.
just
I
to
needed
touch
an
on the
answer.
pussy wagon for a sec. I did wonder how, like, because she went to Japan first and then would have had to come back to America, and that's like where the movie starts off when she fights Copperhead. I don't really remember her name, but like she's driving the pussy wagon again. So
Mhm.
like she would have had to go to Japan, come back, and then drive the same
Parked it
drive.
somewhere.
yeah.
So I was just like,
That's
where'd
her
you put
truck
it? You
now,
know?
man.
Oh
That's her
yeah, I
pussy
know.
wagon.
I don't
Where'd you
know. I
park
just
the
had never
pussy
thought about it
wagon?
before. You know?
Yeah.
You parked that shit.
Yeah.
My question
No,
was, how does a nurse afford a fucking ride like that?
Well, clearly
I
has
don't
a
fucking
side
know.
gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
yeah,
shit!
that's
I
so
didn't even
weird.
notice. Did she take it off the nurse or that other dude?
The nurse.
Gotcha.
Right? No, I
Yeah.
guess it is. No, it's the
It might be
nurse.
the.
It was the nurse.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
it's nerd. It's
Because I didn't
It's
know
just
who
he's
she
weird
actually got
fuck.
the keys from. I didn't see.
Mhm.
That's a good point, though. I didn't
But like,
account for
yeah,
that.
I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. But I don't know. I
It's
think
just
these
sitting
are
at the
like,
airport.
yeah, right.
The pussy
Yeah,
wagon.
I mean,
Just waiting.
it's not like anybody's
to be
looking for it, you know.
Yeah.
Tarantino still owns the pussy wagon and drives it occasionally.
Yeah,
So
that's
like,
What?
Man,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Badass.
Yeah, I think these were like the first Tarantino movies I had watched. So I think like just
Oh wow.
based purely on nostalgia for me is
Mhm.
why I mean I like them. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, so I think like for me, I kind of like this is where I started, and then I went from there like forward.
Mhm.
So like I
Yeah.
think I don't know. I think that's also kind of why I don't really like, or I don't know. I wasn't really that jazzed about Pulp Fiction or Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
I had seen Reservoir Dogs before too, which I mean I don't know. I guess on this watch around I like that more. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed them. They were
It's hard to
Yeah.
not enjoy.
I was there
these
for the ride.
movies. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't enjoy them. I have to like
You know, and like
caveat
in
it.
the other reviews, I had like talked about how none of them had like that weird zoom in with the fucking music and like
That pump
you know,
zoom.
Yeah.
so like when it did it the first time and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I
But
guess.
I was gonna ask, do you think that music's like in her head? It's supposed to be like in her head?
I guess.
And she just goes into rage mode? Or
Well,
like
I
I don't
guess
know.
like if you want to really dissect this movie, it's supposed to be like a movie within a movie. Like this is like in Tarantino's universe. This is like a movie you see. So like I guess in that moment, that's probably just the movie. You know, right? It's like
That makes
that's the
sense,
movie.
yeah.
Like, I guess my question on that, because those moments kind of ate away at me this watch through, where I was like, it's too much. Like, if this was any other filmmaker and they did that sound effect in that sequence that many times, you'd find it bad, right? Right?
Yeah. Cheesy.
I mean, I think
But
you're
it's-
right, but like I also like can just like see the future watching the rest of the movies, and I feel like because of that, you're probably not gonna like them as much either.
Tarantino's movies.
Or I don't know. I'm gonna
Or-
come
or you're
back
on
to
board
this.
for 'em.
I'm gonna come back to
Yeah.
this in the next couple movies because, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
His 5-star movies are still to come. They're the next after Death Proof. They're my favorite of his catalog. So it's
I mean,
like I
yeah.
like his hyper stylized shit. Like this one is just like too like reactionary to everything he loves. Whereas like I guess Inglourious Bastards and Django and these other ones kind of like dial it in. And it's like I love Kill Bill for that because it's just so fucking outlandish. But like I'm just like picturing them all in Tarantino's catalog and trying to like find the nuance of his catalog, I guess. And I think these are lower on my scale just because like all of his other shit's better. So I don't know.
I can see that. Yes, because it's high on my catalog. I mean, it's my 5th favorite movie. Kill Bill 2 is like of all time. So like, I don't know, but like you said, honestly, Jackie Brown like it stirred up some shit in my like rankings of Tarantino shit because I
Mhm.
think that is an excellent movie, and I slept on it when I first fucking watched it. But with Kill Bill, these were like some of the last of Tarantino movies that I watched because the clips I've seen of him of like her punching her way out of the grave and the anime stuff, it was just kind of for me at the time I was just like, I'm not into it. But when I finally watched it, I was like, no, I see the magic and I see what he's going for. Like that opening sequence in the first one where Bill's talking to Beatrix and he's like, saying that this is him at his most masochistic. I fucking love that scene. That is like one of like there's Inglorious Bastards opening, which is like the perfect opening sequence of any movie,
Right.
right? But this is very close to a second. Every time I watch it, it like just the lighting of it and the way Bill's talking to her, and it's just so sincere and like you're like, wow, I actually believe this hurts Bill to do this. But like their code is their code, so he has to do that. It's such a great
And then
opening,
the
and it
reveal
just
right before the gunshot.
right. It's
Yeah.
excellent. And like from that point on, I'm just like, I'm in. I'm in for these movies, and
Mhm.
I don't know, I really like them. I think it has some of the best like one-liners, quotable shit. I mean you have this is me at my most masochistic, or this tall drink of cocksucker ain't dead, or it wasn't my intention to do this in front of you, but in 18 years if you're still feeling raw about it. I'll be waiting, and I don't know, stuff like that where it's just like you said, man, it's rock star shit, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed that Tarantino just sent it in this one, and the second one just builds on that, and it's just even better because it kind of turns into more of a western, and I love westerns, so yeah, there's my
So
pitch
like,
of these are excellent.
you brought up the when she's getting out of the coffin, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I like how the chapters work, where like she gets buried, then she like learns the move, and then gets out of it. But like realistically, like there's no fucking way that she would have got out like that. I mean,
You
She's a
quit thinking about
badass.
that.
there's like,
Yeah, she's a fucking legend.
I mean, yeah, I
Right.
get it. But also, one thing I didn't realize before, maybe you guys can clear this up for me. Like, why didn't Bud just kill her?
He had to
He
make her
gave her a
suffer.
Texas funeral.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was
I
that?
think he had to make
He
her
gave her a
suffer.
Texas funeral. Yeah.
Gotcha. I guess
Um,
like all I meant is just like he definitely got the closest to taking her out,
mhm.
and like if
Doesn't.
he just straight up just would have killed her instead of just burying her alive, it like done her that courtesy. I mean, he even makes jokes about her getting out like later. So I guess like I don't know. I never really realized it before, but I mean like
Plot
he's
armor.
straight up like yeah, like I mean he
Yeah.
kind of she should have died. Like
Oh yeah.
Is
Dude,
he
how
getting
about the
sloppy at the end of his life or what, Bud?
yeah, just
dude, I mean he totally
life.
fucking had her. She's
Yeah.
like face down,
Yeah, but
incapacitated.
Rock salt.
he's an arrogant drunk at this point. I mean, to him, he's like, I
Yeah.
just took down Beatrix Kiddo, right?
Yeah.
The fucking legend. So instead of, axing her, that's why, I mean, fucking
Okay.
Ellie Driver, she gets so mad because he gives her this Texas funeral and doesn't do her the decency of like a noble death. So I don't know. It kind of just works where it's like, yeah, sure, he could have killed her, but it plays into Bud's character of like he just doesn't really give a shit and he feels like he's above that lifestyle now.
I guess
Look, I
we'll
mean,
see.
honestly, that's why I asked, because like I genuinely was just curious. It's something I hadn't really realized before, and I didn't know if it was like a courtesy to Bill or something like that. Like I don't know. I assumed there was a reason why, but like
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Tarantino probably
So-
wanted to bury somebody alive because I mean, Bud, that character doesn't even really check out to me as like a real character, somewhat. With like having a,
He doesn't even
I
fit into like the
know.
Viper Squad.
that's what
You
I'm
know what I
saying.
mean?
He's
Like
got one of
he's
his
not like an
swords.
expert.
He's got a
Yeah.
Hattori Hanzo sword or whatever. Like that dude is not wielding a sword whatsoever. Like, so I don't know. I guess he just does whatever the fuck he wants, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
involves
I-
burying people alive.
What else I love about this movie, and like we mentioned this with Jackie Brown, is Tarantino knows how to write like a female lead, like better than I would say most, where they're not like they have their limits. Clearly, Beatrix is a little bit different because she's she's the myth of
Takes
the
a
greatest
gunshot to the
swordswoman
head
to ever
and
live.
walks away.
Right. Even death can't hold this bitch down, which is insane and just makes her even more, badass as like a female action star, and her arc to the end is just I don't know, it's
Mhm.
so well constructed and executed. So
When she like comes across when she meets Bill and sees the kid too. It's
Yeah.
like that's a great moment.
she has to
Yeah.
play along
Yeah.
because, this is still her daughter and she has that, that connection. But then she knows what she has to do because she's determined, It's
You know,
It's fucking
just a
great.
side note about that
Mm.
scene too. I like how she just rolls up in like a leather jacket and a fucking like long skirt dress. Like like what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just kind of a
Called
hilarious
fashion,
outfit,
Joe.
you know?
It's
Right.
called fashion. You wouldn't get it. It's
Yeah, sure, yeah.
No, I fucking loved when like kind of bringing it back to the buried alive scene. I loved the training montages with that
Oh,
Cantonese
yeah.
dude. Holy shit, dude! I was
Pie me.
cracking up at that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Oh my
Dude,
god, the beard like.
Also,
flip
I
or
didn't
whatever.
realize like
Yeah.
that guy's supposed to be like 1,000 years old.
Oh really?
Oh,
I
for
didn't
real?
catch that.
Yeah, like they like when Bill starts talking to him in the flashback sequence of like him and Beatrix, they're like sitting around a fire and he's playing his flute. He said like 1/003,
Pai
which is like
Mei.
1,003. Yeah, the Legend of Pai
Yeah.
Mei. And like so like that would make him like a fucking 1,000 years old
Nice.
at least.
Yeah.
Spirit of kung fu.
So like
That's
and
cool.
dude, and then Ellie just fucking murders him. Like
Yeah, that's it.
yeah, that's
I
crazy.
murdered that
I poisoned your
miserable
master.
old fool.
yeah, right. I mean, he is kind of an asshole.
Oh yeah.
Teaches
He's
But
got
yeah.
good intention.
5-point palm technique, though. I mean, you can't be Pretty cool guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A sidebar here is what I really love the buried alive scene, and then later on in life, I get the Mac Miller music video for my favorite song ever, and he's harkening back to Kill Bill, where he's buried alive, but instead of pulling out, a knife or whatever, or a flashlight, he pulls out a joint, and he's just, it's great. It's
I
a
need to watch that one. I've
good
never seen it.
callback.
Nice.
I've seen it.
It's a great music video,
Hmm.
but anyway, sorry.
Talk about
side note there.
circles. Which
No, that's self-care.
stuff. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was already.
I do love the like lore stuff in this, like the 1,000-year-old. That's pretty cool. Also like the Hattori Hanzo sword making,
Yeah.
crafting. Those scenes are great.
Yeah, that's like some of my favorite parts of the movie. I
Yeah.
think.
And
Or
Honestly,
of the
Lucy
movies.
Liu in the first one, like that whole
fight.
that like that
Yeah.
fight, her building up her squad, her
Uh-huh.
kind of backstory. Fucking
Yeah, that's
man, I
good.
loved it.
I guess Matt, I'll let you finish the thought, but
I
I
just
am kind of
love-
curious about her character too.
Yeah, I got you. I just love how the first sword that the Hanzo sword meets just cuts right through the first
Dude,
sword that
I
it touches.
know,
Like,
right?
I just love that
Like a fucking
idea.
lightsaber.
Yeah, it's just so powerful that the
when the
first
kid's
one it touches
shaking,
is just
too.
butter. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like tink, tink,
That's what you
tink.
get for fucking around with Yakuza.
Yeah,
It's
that's
great.
so
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Go home to your mother.
Just holding his ass,
Yeah,
running down the stairs.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, he's like the only one without a mask too. It's a little
Yeah.
scrub.
What do
I
you?
love it
What's
when the lights
the?
come on and she realizes how young she is, and her face is just like, the fuck.
What are you
She
doing
bends
here?
him over and spanks his ass. So good.
I mean, like, I don't.
Go
As
home
far
to your
as
mother.
like what I was gonna say, I guess was like the Lucy Liu thing. I mean, she was really the only one of the assassins that like got a true backstory, because like the rest of them, it really didn't elaborate on anything else that happened to him. And maybe it's just because they built up Lucy Liu's character as like the big bad of the first movie, but
Mhm.
I don't know. And I mean, her backstory was like pretty badass. I mean,
Yeah.
if she wasn't against Beatrix, I mean, like you would like her as a character. I feel like.
Oh yeah,
If
definitely.
anybody has anything to say, now's the fucking time.
Similar to Copperhead too. That opening scene is so fucking good with like her
Oh, yeah.
showing up at her house and
Dude,
it's like
I
she's a
wanted
very
to point
likable
something out about
character.
that. I was like scared that you guys were gonna go over it last week. So like Beatrix does this thing with the knife because she's got a fucking knife holster on her leg where like she like basically reholsters it as like she would a fucking samurai sword where you get like the tip and like make sure that it's like actually on the edge and then just fucking
Yeah,
actually like
Just
put it
takes
in.
the care.
I don't know. It's like a neat little detail. I
Yeah,
thought. I don't
that's
know.
fun. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that sequence is like, it's so good. Builds off that opening sequence, and then we go into
Mm-hmm.
this fight sequence between her and Copperhead, and
And the
yeah,
school bus
it's
just
good.
showing up in the background. It's just a
Like,
great shot. It just
yeah.
shifts everything. It also kind of alludes to at like how the film's gonna end, that scene. With like
Yeah.
a child just showing up and like tossing a wrench. It's like kind of what
Yeah.
Beatrix is in for a little bit. But
True. Yeah.
my question in these two parts, is there a better part now to you guys, or like, because I have a theory on what I think is like.
Okay. Personally, I think I like the first one better a little bit.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's because of Lucy Liu's character and like everything's so fresh. You're introduced to Beatrix and everything. But yeah. And that final fight with Lucy Liu, like when she apologizes for ridiculing her, you're just like, this is a samurai. This is the samurai shit. This is yeah, I don't know.
I guess that is a Hattori Hanzo sword.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. But they're both fucking 5-star movies in my opinion.
I don't know. Me and Matt talked about this like this weekend because like a lot of people I had talked to said like the first one was really good and then they like did not like the second one. And I honestly I don't get it. I mean like for me they're pretty close. I would put the first one up. I think just because of what I said earlier about Bud not killing her. I mean like I don't know.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. I get that.
The second one's definitely my favorite of the two. I just feel like it's more of a, not necessarily a complete story. I mean, it completes the story, but it feels like it gives you more about Beatrix. It brings you into her life a little bit more, and then makes the end just much more impactful in the journey. So second one's my favorite.
I agree. I think the second one is better. And I actually think the first one in this watch through felt a little too drawn out and kind of because I was like picturing what Quentin Tarantino would have done if he had to make this into one movie. And I could see him cutting some stuff, I think, but
A lot of the sequence of the Crazy 88. I mean, that
I
scene
mean,
goes on for like
it
a
goes
long
on a
That's
time.
long
crazy.
time. It's great, but like you could dial some of these scenes back, I'd say. Similarly, I guess it's in the second half, but the cop showing up, finding Beatrix, I was like picturing this scene, and I was like, that I love the sunglasses on the dash, but I feel like you almost made that scene just for that shot at a certain point, But
Number one.
yeah, I don't know. So like some of these things, especially in the first half, I love the Hatari Hanzo stuff. I love the anime stuff. The anime sequence is very long. It's like it's just too much.
It
And it's
did
like
go-
too.
Because it's basically like 2 scenes. Because it's
Yeah.
like the first scene of like her like trauma basically, and then it's the second scene of her getting revenge basically.
Yeah.
Like
It
is very long. I agree.
Yeah, the first one, there's just not much to it. There's not like a lot of meat. It's just very style drawn out over the first movie, in my opinion, where it's like hitting all those references and hitting all like the samurai shit and stuff very well. But the second movie, I mean, there's a lot of payoff with actually Bill and shit finally. But I think like the
Bill is
scenes
a
that
badass, too.
Tarantino, I love that character, man. The
That
scenes
scene is-
that Tarantino's writing in the second half, though,
Like, he's
are just
scary.
way meatier
Yeah.
and way more like they feel
I agree.
Tarantino-esque more. Like, so I don't know. The second one, I find myself putting that one on a lot more often than the first. So
I do the same. Like if I want to watch Kill Bill, but I don't want to watch them both, or I don't have time, I put on the second one just because it has just a better. Like they both, every time I watch them, I just think like Tarantino is such a great writer. But with the second one, especially when I turn it on, I'm just every time I'm like, yeah, this is perfect stuff.
it draws
So,
the second one draws you in pretty easily with like the Bud stuff early on.
Yeah.
I'd say his like whole story going to the strip club and like the fucking coked
The
up
titty bar?
boss. Yeah. And, like the coked up boss,
Are
like
you-
talking about his hat is like one of the best scenes in the movie. I feel like,
Yeah.
and just like his like
Are you
puppy
telling
dog,
me?
like
Are you telling me you're about as useful as an asshole right here?
You working tomorrow?
fucking good.
you don't even know what day you're fucking working. You're not working tomorrow. Look at that.
That
used to be your
fucking
name.
hat.
Yeah.
That fucking hat.
Yeah, and then it just like all kind of leads you along to Beatrix there, and then like kicks
Yeah.
off with like her. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the second one more. It's more entertaining.
And honestly, that fight sequence for Copperhead and her is excellent. And I think the Ellie Driver sequence is also just a blast.
So good.
Like it starts
Yeah,
off right off the
yeah.
gates, and then they have this moment of, the calm where they have their exchange, their final exchange. Bitch, you don't have a future. I'm like, get her. It's
The eyeball pull
Yeah.
too is just fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Aw,
So
great.
fucking just fucking leaves her there.
Yeah, her
Blind
reaction
Yeah.
with
was
fucking
so
Black Mamba.
nuts. Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
Fucking
I mean, that whole
ridiculous.
scene with her arriving and like giving the money to Bud too. I mean, that's I just love that part of the movie. But,
Yeah. Absolutely.
Snake just like that
Mhm.
shit's good. But
Yeah. One thing I feel like you guys probably had picked this up. I had never actually picked this up before. That like the bride is her superhero name, and it basically explains at the end when he's going over like Superman and the different superhero identities and shit.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
because they like bleep out her name, so like you don't know her identity. But I guess like one thing I was kind of like when I did think about it more. I mean, she had like eliminated all of, or she was on the last one when they finally revealed her name. But I guess I was just like, why did they reveal her name like then? I don't know.
Tarantino shit.
It's
Yeah.
just like why I don't know because
Yeah.
'Cause he fucking could.
like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Really, I mean,
you had
I
to
question
reveal
the
it at
same
some
thing.
point, So
Yeah.
like,
I mean, why is that the idea though? Like you don't want to reveal a name of your. I just like, I don't know, some of the choices and the music choices in this movie too. I mean, the whistling in the hospital is like super catchy, and you know that song immediately. But it's just like, is that the song to play? I don't know. I just
Really.
I just
oh,
don't
you didn't
know
like
about it.
that?
I really like that.
I like that a lot too.
And I
The-
think
Yeah,
The Bang Bang song is like
I
one of my
love that
favorite needle
song.
drops.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fantastic. It's just like her whistling the fucking. I'm just like, how cartoony are you going, Tarantino? You know, like some of these choices.
Just the right amount.
I was there
Tricks
for
are
it.
for kids does not land for
It
me any
works.
longer. Like there's
It works.
20 lines in this movie that are like cartoony as shit and jokey that work. But Tricks are for kids, when they both say it together, it's too it's too much, man.
I'm in.
You love it? All
Yeah,
right.
I'm there for
I'm
it.
on my own. Tricks are for kids. It's like, okay, man.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
No one else can do that.
No one else
That's just
should do.
Tarantino
I'm
saying-
just saying, like, you don't need these moments. Some of these moments,
But that's Tarantino just slapping his
Yeah.
his shaved balls on the table, saying,
he's slapping
"Look
his
what I
balls
did,
on the
guys."
table the whole movie. You can take it off the table
It's
for 1
excellent.
second.
He's slapping them on.
I don't know.
At least he had the decency to shave him. Like, come on.
I guess.
It's-
He didn't
it's
shave him.
worth-
He let him grow into 2 parts.
Yeah,
to
I think they
fucking-
started out pretty hairy because with
Yeah,
that
it's too
song,
much.
and then maybe shaved him over time.
Clean this up.
Okay, this
Maybe,
movie also
maybe.
has 2 credit sequences. And I'm assuming that's playing into the movie within a movie, but you've already. Why are there 2 sequences? You've broken the reality of your movie within a movie. Then, if it's
Wait, you mean at the end of the first movie?
at the end of Volume 2, it plays a credit sequence and tells you every actor and character's name, and then it goes another
yeah.
sequence with the bride driving
Oh.
and does the same thing
Mhm.
again.
Yeah, there's just like a
It's
weird
like,
montage
why?
of them driving. Yeah, that was like a really long. Like, little
Does
montage,
Tarantino
too.
think that he deserves 2 credit sequences? Sure, but like, why? The why is the like. I was like pinning down like some of these choices this watch through. I guess is like, do we need it? You made it 2 parts. Like, did you need to? I don't know.
He didn't want to make it 2 parts.
Right.
To be fair,
Right.
studio was like, "There's too much violence, and no one's gonna watch a fucking 4-hour movie." I will.
Yeah. So I guess my ratings this watch through, I'm tempted to bump down Kill Bill Volume 1 to a 4-star movie because it's very solid. I love that movie so fucking much, but the second one's way better, and I think that one deserves to stay at 4.5. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, but
5s for me.
5's all the
They'll
way
stay
across.
5s till I fucking die.
Same here.
Nice.
Same here.
I give the first one 5 and the second one 4.5 because of the butt thing.
Why you hating on Bud
That's
so
Bud.
much? I love Bud's character.
Yeah.
No, just the fact that he didn't kill her. That just because of that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I gotta hang on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, these are movies that change different times in your life or different times when you watch them too. I think your enjoyment level can vary. I think mine does every time. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
I mean, we
curious
talk
don't
about that a
like
lot,
anything.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll come around
I'll
again.
come around.
I think
maybe,
it's just because you watched like his older shit before this. You know?
100%.
Yeah.
Like this is where he started like numbering his films, and like that comes with a certain level of like ego. I'd say that like I really love about Tarantino because he's the man, and it also comes with like a pitfall of like too much. I'd say with this one, but
Let me ask this too. When we do like rate these all, are we putting these as like one movie?
we can
That's-
split them up if you want.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Mine are
it's hard to
together in
split
my
them up just
ratings
because-
right now, but
yeah,
there are
same.
like
But
2 is above 1. So
yeah, same.
Yeah, I was just
Pretty much
curious.
exactly the same there. But yeah, it's hard for me. Like even in my list that I made of Tarantino's ratings, I put in the description that Kill Bill is a movie. So it's just I flip them because the second one's just better. So
yeah, I'm down for
since
whichever.
they make me split them into 2, I have to choose one, and I choose the second one. So.
Mhm. You guys think we're ever going to see a Kill Bill Volume 3? It's been teased for 20 years, but I don't know.
What, you think it's Copperhead's daughter?
That's the theory.
He's
Or
coming
that's what
back.
Tarantino said he would do.
Shit, I didn't even know
Gee.
that. I just was guessing. Like,
He's-
I didn't
he's
even
still
know
feeling
like
raw
Volume
about it.
3 like
Mhm.
could have been a thing. Like,
He's talked about it over like many years. Like,
damn.
Yeah, he's talked about a couple of different projects that'll probably never happen though, like the Vega Brothers he wanted to do.
Yeah.
and
Oh, okay.
so maybe it's just too far gone, but
I'd be down, man. I mean, more Tarantino is not a bad.
Yeah,
thing,
I'm down.
so, yeah.
If
Never
it
a
works,
bad
you
thing.
know,
will it
like
be able to live up to
Yeah.
these ones though? That's I guess a question that I would have. So
be tough to like emulate after being
Did
so
it
long.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, also just one last thing about Pai Mei. That dude, first try, puts his whole fucking arm through that board. Even by the end of the movie, she can only like it takes her like 10 tries to do it. Like
He's got
just
that
Pai
1,000
Mei
year
is a
old strength.
fucking legend. Okay?
Yeah, he's a master. He's the
like holy fuck, dude.
He is
That
a
guy's
master who
crazy.
loves his fish heads.
Yeah.
yeah.
A miserable old fool.
Just fucking
You miserable
wild.
old fool. That line happens like twice right after another. Too much. But anyways, any other final comments on Kill Bill? But before you go on to our next
man.
chats.
I'm really
Let me
interested to
see.
see what your guys' take on Death Proof are going to be. I think they're going to vary, to be honest. I
Yeah.
think the second watch through is going to be more rewarding for me, so I'm looking forward to that.
Wait,
I've
you
only
think our
seen it,
ratings are gonna vary? Just guess our reviews. I'm
I think-
curious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
predict.
see what comes.
Let me see. Let me think.
Wait,
here.
have any of us seen it besides Alex? Like, have you guys seen it?
I watched it
Nope.
before I watched Kill Bills because I was curious.
Ah, shit.
See,
All right.
I-
Yeah.
it's-
Okay.
it's a perfect because like you got to think this is for grind. It's his grindhouse movie, so like it is 100% grindhouse. So I fear Matt won't like it too much, just because like the over the top stuff you're talking about in Kill Bill. There's a scene with Kurt Russell where there's like a line from Kurt Russell, and it's like the longest sentence ever, but it's so fucking good, and I think you might think, okay, this is a bit ridiculous.
Okay.
I don't know, but yeah, and I think I don't know. I don't know, Joe. I don't think I can read
I'm a
your
toss up.
ratings.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
I think you might enjoy it, Noah.
Wait, does it have Kurt
I
Russell
did.
in it?
Mhm.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it does. Kurt
Yeah,
Russell's a
gotcha.
fucking legend, man.
Shit, I don't know. Hey, I love Tombstone. I might like
See,
it.
and that's the
Yep.
thing. Kurt Russell's automatically like, I'm gonna enjoy this movie, but you just throw in absurd violence, absurd dialogue. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm in it. And then
Dude,
you
there's
pair it
yeah.
with
could be
Planet
down.
Terror. It's like the perfect duo of movies.
Yeah, watch
I
that.
enjoyed initially. I enjoyed Planet Terror more, but yeah,
There's like some
this-
slapsticky shit in Death Proof too that is
Yeah.
just
it's awesome.
yeah, it's so funny, man. It's so good.
Nice.
So I think
Yeah,
it'll be
I'm
it'll be
excited.
interesting. I'm interested.
Yeah, it's my last Tarantino
yeah,
movie,
looking
so
forward
it's
to
it's a milestone over here. So
Damn.
I'm excited for it though. It's gonna be cool.
I think it might be mine too.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
I've seen the rest of them.
Yeah.
Other than the Kill Bills, I think it was my only one. So maybe I fucking jumped the gun on it, but
Cleaning
Have you
up the
seen Sin
catalog.
City, Joe?
I have not seen Sin City.
Well, he directs a scene in Sin City, so you might still have.
You
that
know, I
when
did
we get
actually
there.
see that on his like filmography or Wikipedia page or
Yeah.
whatever.
He
That's a good
directed
movie.
one scene.
I can check that out. I
It
have heard
is.
it's good. I just like I don't know.
It's a banger.
I mean, I feel like I've said it before. I'm just like more of a shows guy. I feel like there's a lot of movies that I just like haven't watched. You know?
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a lot of
Same,
movies out there.
same here.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
it's so weird too because I started watching like I got on my anime kick again and I started watching Shippuden before like pretty much the beginning of this week and yeah,
Sure.
I don't know. It was just like it was just a good culmination with Kill Bill, you know. It was just
Yeah.
hit all the right
Damn.
notes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like this past weekend. Well, I guess it was Friday. Like we went out for this bachelor party on Thursday night, and I was at like Terry's house, and I'm just like so fucking hungover, and people just started like showing up at the house, and Jay put on put on One Piece to like show me like some of the latest episodes, and like I was progressively getting like more and more like. I don't know. I just like hurt
Sucked
more and
in?
more, and I'm just like, I can't fucking do
Okay.
this. Like,
Alright.
because it's like subbed too. It's not even in
Oh.
English, so I'm like, oh fuck. Like,
That's rough.
yeah, I didn't have the heart to tell him to turn it off.
Yo, watch this shit.
I mean,
No,
it was
One Piece
okay.
is a
It was pretty
fucking
good shit.
beast. Yeah.
Anyway, moving
So,
on.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah. We already talk anime
that's our
as much.
director's dive for this week, huh?
Yeah. Man, what a doozy. What
It's a
good
fun one. So,
Definitely.
shall we get into our summer box office results?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Months
Hell yeah.
months ago, we all chose top 10 what we thought this summer would be, and we've hit the mark now that it's all kind of written in stone. So I did pretty bad. I have 0 in
Me
slots.
too.
So
I have 0 in slots too. Yeah.
Does
As
Me
far
anyone,
as I
too.
know.
you have 2 in slots? Oh, damn, you
I got
probably
two.
won then.
I got 2 spot on.
What
Yeah,
did
probably.
okay, we said 1 for top 10, and then was it like 2 or 3 if you have it in the slot, right? For points.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I did. I forgot the rating. Shit.
But yeah, I guess should we go through?
Did you guys not get any of them right? Like any?
I don't think I got like.
I have them
I think I got
in.
most of them on the list.
I got some on the
yeah.
list, yeah, but I didn't get
Yeah.
any like in the actual slot that
None.
you're supposed to be in.
0.
Really?
I don't think so.
And just to
It's all
be,
good.
All right.
we're okay. We did domestic, right? I mean, so like,
Yeah, I
I guess
strictly
I like
looked up
wrote down the
domestic numbers.
top 10. I guess like, does anybody else like have the list up right now?
I have
I do,
mine
which
up.
one?
Yeah, I just
Because
got
like
it.
I wrote them down. I mean, it should like the order of the top 10 should be Barbie, Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Oppenheimer, The Little Mermaid, Sound of Freedom, Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, Transformers, and then Elemental, right?
Yeet. That's what I get.
Cool.
But I guess should we just go through and like say what we had, and then kind of mark our points as we go? Or
Yeah,
so
I don't
for
think
number
that's
1,
bad.
Barbie, I got 1 point for that just because I had it in the top 10. But
Didn't even have it on my list.
really,
It was
Damn.
it was like it was number 12 on my list.
It's a
Yeah,
wild
it
card.
was not on my list.
Number 2.
Actually, now that
I was a little salty.
Now
about.
that I'm looking at this, I want to. I don't think I think I screwed up. I don't think I got any either.
Oh,
Well
did you
said.
do worldwide or international?
No, I thought Guardians was like my solid one because I wasn't sure because Fast X I didn't get that, but like with Guardians, that was like my last hope there, but I
Is it
don't
out
think I
of-
got
out
that
of the
because that's
pocket?
3. Yeah.
Well, all right.
Fuck.
So I got 1 point for
Sorry.
Barbie, and
Same.
then Noah got 1.
Yeah, it was on my list.
So number 2, Across the Spider-Verse. I mean, I have this one, but
I had it
too.
as number 1 on my list.
same.
I did as
If
well.
Barbie
Yeah, I missed
wasn't
by one
here, I would
spot.
have done pretty well because the next like 2 and 3 are in the slots
So,
that
Matt-
would have been there for number 1 and 2.
So you got
what a shoulda
both of
coulda,
these,
Matt.
So you're at 2 points,
2
right?
points.
And
2
Noah,
points.
you're at 2 points.
2. Yeah, 2 for those.
Me and Joe are at 1. So I'll just keep rattling them off.
All right.
Next
and then
one.
Guardians of the Galaxy's in 3rd. I was 1
I
slot
have it
away.
at number 2.
Yeah.
I didn't have that one on my list, so
I had that at number 2.
hit that.
What? You didn't? Wow.
Nah, I don't know. Yeah, I just. Yeah,
I think you should
missed
get
it.
negative points for that.
I know, right? I felt so stupid after all 3 of you had it on the list.
Yeah,
was like,
I think
"Ah,
it's
shit."
crazy that Oppenheimer is 4th on
Dude,
this list.
That movie
It's
made
crazy.
so much
Yeah.
money, and it's
Like
mind-blowing.
it's only because of Barbie. I feel like
It made
I feel like this
It
movie
is.
definitely would not have done as well.
it would have
Like,
done half of
probably
what it
been
did,
like-
probably. I'd say.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't know. And people were saying like this is Christopher Nolan's best movie or whatever. Like it definitely is not. Like
No,
or
no.
at least in my
I'm a-
opinion. I mean, I
I'm a
liked it, but
negative
like
Nancy
I
on the
definitely
movie,
don't
so.
think it's his best movie. Like I don't know.
Uh,
Sorry, Oppenheimer's at 4. Did anybody have that?
I had it as number 9, so I got a point. But
Is it
I had it
3?
on my.
I had it
on
at
my number
11.
10.
you had Barbie and Oppenheimer in the top 3, Noah?
I did, yeah.
Damn,
I
you're
put Mission
more on
Impossible
it
was
than
my
I was.
1, and then 2, 3. Yeah.
Damn,
Just
Good
because, like,
calls.
yeah,
Joe,
like
you said you didn't have it?
same weekend.
I had
thing.
it at 11. Yeah, I did not have it.
Okay, so just off the list. Okay.
Okay, so I got 3.
Yeah, I got 3 points
I don't know
or
which
4
one's
points.
right.
So Matt, you're
4.
resting at 4. Noah's at 3. Joe's at 2, and I'm at 3.
Next up, The Little Mermaid. I had it at number 3,
That's
but
bizarre.
got a point.
That's fucking
The
bizarre
fuck?
that made the list.
Yeah, right?
Dude, I thought it
ridiculous.
was like above the rest for a little while, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
It was at
Yeah.
the top, and then some other ones came in.
Yeah,
So just
Um,
Matt had that one?
Nobody had Little Mermaid?
I did
Wow.
not.
No,
Wow, man.
because
I-
Disney.
oh,
is
I
such
had it at
shit,
13.
No one should,
Yeah.
Yeah, but people flock to the shit.
that's so crazy to
That's a
me
good
that they
point.
didn't flock to
Yeah.
the Flash or Blue Beetle because of
That's,
fatigue.
Dude, I
that's what I
know,
thought. That's
man.
what I was banking on, yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly-
I had both of those in my top 10.
I think
Blue
like
Beetle,
this
yeah.
season showed me that we shouldn't have this many movies back to back in the summer because people aren't willing to come out to these later ones in the year now because they've already saw
fair.
Barbie across. You know,
You
it's
know, I
like-
mean,
Yeah,
that
they
is
hit
basically
those.
how I did things too. Like,
too.
just for reference. Like, I mean, I didn't
Mhm.
go to as many like later in the summer. So I mean,
Mhm.
yeah,
I think
I feel that.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know
Yeah.
if it's going to behoove you to do that anymore as a studio, but
So earlier in the
spread
summer
these
is
out.
what we're saying.
well, like I'm just
Oh,
saying,
gotcha.
I'd go to a movie right now that's huge, And I'd go in November to a movie that's huge. And I go to this.
Well, you know,
I don't
like-
give a fuck if it's in the summer.
Yeah.
But
It's
most
kinda
people
weird
are going to come in
that
summer, I guess.
There's
But
For this
the
summer
spike for
specifically-
October,
Oh yeah.
like scary movies and stuff.
yeah.
That's
Go
a
ahead.
good point. I guess I was gonna say, like, after Barbie and Oppenheimer came out, like, I feel like that's when stuff started to fall off.
Yeah.
Those
Like, I
are
don't
the,
know,
like, the
people
huge
started to
ones
stop
that
going
people-
to as much. Yeah,
everybody
like
saw
that was
those
like
ones.
those were like the blockbusters that people went to
Yeah.
over the summer. You know,
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Next
like. Alright,
up,
what are we
though,
at, number 6?
the biggest wild card of the season that no one would have
Yeah.
ever fucking seen coming. I mean, Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
Nobody
What
even
the
knew this
fuck?
movie existed before the summer. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I definitely did not.
this one's
Big
got like,
whip.
I don't know if you've read up on it, but it's got like controversy a little bit because you can like buy a ticket without
Yeah.
going
And
to
it
the
sells
movie.
out of theater.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like basically like if you want to support the movie, but you don't want to, you can't go or you've already seen it. It's like just
Hmm.
pre-buy a ticket.
Wow. I
mean,
And it's
that's-
like,
That's fine because I mean the proceeds go towards like sex trafficking, whatever the fuck. But like at the same time, is you go to the theater and it's sold out, but nobody's there.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's definitely like
You're
a
not getting that theater experience. Yeah.
religious movie, or no, I guess not religious. I guess it's more
Political.
probably
or
religion to these people,
ethical.
but it's like, I don't want to say like QAnon based, but it's capturing that crowd of, I don't know. Did you see it, Alex?
Social justice.
No, I thought about seeing it. My mom saw it, and when she was gonna go see it, I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to you, mother. The hype is too much for this, and I don't think it's going to be good because I just think right now it's just got this massive internet movement where it's like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen because it's got a great message. It's like there's a ton of movies out there that have a great message. It's just this one's like an in-your-face message where you can't like disagree with it. Otherwise, it's
Sex
just
trafficking is bad.
Right.
Yeah.
So she went and saw it, and she
Shit.
told me, she's like, yeah, it wasn't really that good of a movie. I mean, it had sequences where it forces you to feel things because it's such like brutal sequences. I don't know. For that reason, I want to see it. It's just at the same time, like, I'm not really that excited for it, and I don't need to see a movie about how bad sex trafficking is. If I want to see
Yeah.
that, I can go on fucking Twitter, and there's like people who post like, watch out, keep your kids close because people just snatch kids off the street. It's everywhere,
Hide
I mean,
your
my
kids, hide
mall
your
here
wife.
where I grew up is like known for its sex trafficking. Like, no woman should go to that mall alone, and if they do, they need to be packing heat because that's the only way to be like these guys would be taken seriously. I mean, someone I knew got followed to her car and almost taken, but she had a heater on her and she had to, flash it at the guy. So it's just like, I don't know. I'm not totally interested in the movie. I should see it just for the sake of seeing a movie, but
I was just
the
curious. I
long-winded
thought you might
answer
have.
to your
but-
question, Matt. No, I
Uh,
haven't seen it.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, I
That's
think that's
fine.
kind of like an
Alright.
interesting take, though, because I mean, like, it's basically about like what's in the movie instead of like actually like the movie, right?
Right.
So I mean, like,
Right.
like it's like bringing awareness to the subject by just having a movie about it, but you don't actually
Yeah.
have to
Right.
watch it. It's
And
interesting. Like,
that's like with I guess the internet kind of fucks with that whole thing just because we're so desensitized now by everything that's on the internet. So like I went and saw Dumb Money, and the whole movie I was just bored because I knew
I
what
saw you
happened.
rated it pretty low, right? You saw that recently?
Yeah, and like I saw it yesterday, and like they opened the movie with WAP, right? Wet ass pussy. That was a fucking choice, and it just set the mood for me because that song is just so like it's the epitome of what our culture is. It's so bland, cookie cutter. Done like there's no life, there's no creativity,
Yeah.
right?
It's
And then
just
the
like
movie
zeitgeist
itself
for, like,
follows
zeitgeist sake.
right.
Yeah.
And obviously that's what the movie is, so I guess you could say it fits in, but like that being a needle drop, worst needle drop ever. But also at the same time, the movie was just boring. And the title cards at the end were the part where I was like, this is all I needed because the movie didn't tell me these things. The title cards at the end did, and that's all I fucking needed. So that's kind of how I feel with Sound of Freedom. It's like I don't need a whole 2 hour and 13-minute movie to tell me
It's bad.
about how
sex trafficking is
so,
a thing
sorry.
and bad.
Again,
No,
a
I
long-winded
feel that.
answer, but that's how I
like
feel with.
that's exactly what my reasoning would be to not go see it too. It's like I could go
Yeah.
pay and sit for 2 hours to like be depressed about a subject I know is shitty and depressing.
Exactly.
So
And,
like,
people are talking about, oh, it made me cry and all this stuff. It's like, well, no shit, Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Playing
not
on your
because it's moving,
emotions.
it's because it's fucking horrible. Like,
Yeah.
that's why you're crying. It's not
The
like, "Oh,
atrocities.
I'm coming to this realization." No, you've always had the realization that this is fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, you're not
If
this
you're a
isn't
human,
crossing any boundaries of like, "Oh, this is life altering." No, it's not. You've always known this.
It
It's
seemed
just
like
now that it's on the
almost like a
big
put it in
screen.
your
Hallmark
face.
movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Exactly, and
action
it's
Hallmark.
Mm.
It's like, and
Mhm.
people who went to go see it, they're like, "Oh, well, Jim Caviezel's in it, so it's gotta be good." It's like, name one movie Jim Caviezel's been in. The Passion of the Christ." Well, no shit. You also know he's in
I know
fucking Escape
exactly
Plan and
your
he's a
background.
horrible actor? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
Got me going there with that one. My bad.
No, it's just that's an interesting
basically this
wrench.
top 10
in-
list is wrong. Ours is right. That's all you need to know.
It's just like this movie. I can't believe it like captured so
It's
much this summer.
It's
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
that it was out for so long and it took Mission Impossible's heat away too, just like Barbie and Oppenheimer did. That's insane to me.
I wonder if
Yeah.
there was like overlap in the Sound of Freedom Mission Impossible like market. It's like
It was neck and neck the whole the week it was like neck and neck flopping back and forth like 1 million at a time, and then Sound of Freedom just took a lead, and I was
Yeah.
just like, this is insane to me.
it's like if you're like a mid-western 50-year-old dude that weekend, it's like you have two choices and it's so hard to like
I don't
Tom
know.
Cruise or fucking
For-
like
Yeah.
sex
I would
trafficking
assume they
movie.
would pick Sound of Freedom. Yeah,
You
like
know? They might have.
That, yeah. They
I
grabbed some
wouldn't.
more
Fuck
pillows.
even
that.
just by the name.
Yeah. Well,
But
should we
yeah.
move on through the list then?
Pretty
Nobody
ridiculous.
got that one.
Anyway.
I mean,
Ah,
No,
yeah.
yeah, I did not.
next
But I
up,
was
hey, I
close
got
on
the
the
next
next
one.
I did get a point for the next one, but
Yeah.
I thought it
Yeah,
was going to do
same.
better for Indiana Jones number
I thought it
7.
would too. I had it at number 3.
I had
I had
5.
it at
Noah, did
6,
you have this
dude.
one?
I had it at 6. Yeah, I was kind
One
of.
away.
I was like so many. 3 of these were like one off. I was
Same.
Yeah, I got this one at
Salty about
6
it.
too.
Damn.
It's kind of interesting. I
close.
actually watched this a couple of weeks ago. I was like, when I was back home, my mom brought it up, so I ended up like watching with her and her boyfriend, and yeah, not great. We like
Nah.
took a break halfway through the
Really?
movie, and it was like chase scene after chase scene after chase scene, and they introduced like his goddaughter, and like in my opinion, she was just very unlikable. Throughout until like the end, kind of, where you like have feelings for him because he
I'm sure it was
He's
fucking
very
old
funny
and
depressed
though,
and
right?
lost everybody
I
in his
mean,
life. And
Yeah.
like I
Shoot.
will say, this movie in particular made me feel something that I thought I should express on this podcast, because we used to have the Disney Dunk Corner and shit. And like
Let's bring it
I
out.
think that, like, look, I used to love Indiana Jones and Star Wars. Like, in my childhood, those were like
Mhm.
two very big like pieces of media for me. And like this, like I did feel the nostalgia when I watched this, because I mean, like when they brought in like the old characters, especially, and had Indy like interact with them, like it was a cool moment. But like ultimately at the end of the movie, I'm just like, was this necessary? Like, did this movie need to be made? And I'm like,
No.
no. And it also made me realize that all of these movies, like Star Wars included, anything by Lucasfilm, should have never been touched by Disney.
I
Like,
feel that.
This movie sent you to that conclusion? What about
Yeah.
the 6,000
This-
other
look, I had
things that
it
they
was up for
bashed
More to
debate.
their own
Star
It was up
Wars?
for debate, okay? So like this solidified my stance, is
I
what I'm
gotcha.
saying. Like,
We're in like the last vestiges, hopefully, of this like phase of entertainment where
I
it's
hope
like
so,
these
yeah.
literal old ass dinosaur
like,
movies
dude,
are like. Even
this
with
movie
Exorcist,
could
too,
have
it's
been
like-
way better. I think we talked about it before with like just like you could have cut out all the fucking CGI bullshit or
Yeah.
like de-aging of Harrison Ford and just wrote a better movie. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or write a different movie about a guy who's an adventurer with a
Yeah,
goddaughter.
But
I
we
mean,
don't
it
got
doesn't
the
have
name
to be
right.
you
Indiana
could have made
Jones.
National Treasure 3.
Yeah.
What?
Bring back
Instead,
Nick
they made a
Cage.
series
Some
that
money.
got canceled.
Yeah.
It's just people like are too scared to make a movie nowadays. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, hopefully it's going to shift. One of the few biggest movies this year were Barbie and Oppenheimer, and those are like
Yeah.
Barbie's a name
Those
brand.
are
I
kinda
guess Oppenheimer's
prestige.
a name brand if you would consider like that idea.
Yeah.
But like
Sure.
they're very individualized attempts by artistic directors.
Well,
and they did
Like
very well.
I had
so,
heard that like
Yeah.
Barbie is supposed to have like some kind of spin-off universe movie.
I'm
Am
sure.
I?
I mean,
I
Mattel's
don't
like
know
trying
if
to
I.
milk all their like brand products now, but I mean, they're taking the wrong lessons, obviously. But hopefully, some other studios start to see like people are like itching for something fresh now, not something stale
Yeah.
anymore. So.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What are we at points wise then at this
I
point?
got 6 because I have them all at least in the top
Yeah.
10.
God damn.
Noah's at 4,
What?
5.
5? Because I have
I have
Barbie, Oppenheimer. Oh no, yeah, 4. You're right.
yeah, okay. And then Joe's at 3 and I'm at 4.
Taking
Damn.
it. Taking it. Number 8 is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Got a point for
I
it.
had that one.
Yeah, I had that one
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody had that one.
I think. Didn't you guys have it at 1?
I
I
did.
did, yeah.
I thought after Top Gun
Top
Maverick,
Gun,
I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah, that thing
people
just
want more.
fucking last year just blew it away too much.
yeah. Yep.
All the Top Gunners went and saw Sound of Freedom this year, though. Like it's like
Those fuckers.
Oh fuck.
yeah.
Those fucking
Um,
traitors, man. You don't turn your back on the cruise, man. All
Yeah.
right,
You
I don't
don't-
care.
For
You
Jim
definitely don't turn your
Caviezel,
back on
too.
Scientology. You just
Yeah,
don't.
fuck no.
You can't.
I would.
They gonna get you. Number 9, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Nah,
I
had
actually
this
did have
one.
this on my list.
Me too.
Yeah, I
Alright.
put it as 8.
Yeah.
Noah,
Damn,
did you
okay.
have this one?
I know, I did not. This one not.
Ah. You and Joe are tied for last place.
You got 5s? You hit 5s?
Yeah, you're at 5s.
I got
I'm at
8.
6, and
Well,
Matt's
I
at
know.
8.
Damn.
I
And
know.
then the final movie,
Dang it.
Elemental. I didn't have this one on my list. I think it was like right
I
below.
also
I didn't
did
either.
not.
I had it on. Yeah.
So I'm in last. Fuck.
Who had it on? You had it, Noah?
I did have it on. It was my number. It was
Oh,
after
shit.
Dial of Destiny. Yeah.
This is some
Yeah,
bullshit.
so
It made some
Fuck
money.
these
Yeah.
lists.
me and Noah, and then Joe, you're in last place, my friend.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's all right. I mean, not
as
bad,
it
not
should
bad.
be.
Actually, yeah, considering point wise, like, yeah.
Yeah, I just
50.
had them all in there. I didn't have any in
Man, I
slots,
really
so
thought
it's
I'd
not-
do better.
Me
You
too,
you
honestly,
having
honestly.
Barbie and Oppenheimer both on your list really put you ahead, Matt, there
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
that one.
And they were. I had
dude.
them at 8 and 9.
Honestly, I was just one off on Across the Spider-Verse and Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Same.
That would have got
Same.
me, 6
Man,
fucking points.
Barbie just came
Yeah.
in.
Some fucking
smashed it.
bullshit.
I was off on
I
3
was-
of those, Joe, so it would have been.
Yeah. I was one off
Fucking
on
bullshit.
Spider-Verse, and I think Fast X I was off.
Fast
No,
X
not
was.
Fast X.
Yeah, I
have
put
the
that
next
on there too,
movies, and
but-
Fast X was the
Transformers.
next one to come into the top 10.
Yeah.
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 Transformers and Across the Spider-Verse and Guardians, those were all one away. It's close.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm glad Fast X didn't
Hurts.
make it.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck them.
I kind of am too, yeah.
That's like another franchise. It's like, dude, it's on his last legs, bro. Like 10 fucking
Yeah,
movies.
it is.
Like shit.
Yeah, who the fuck goes
Stop.
watch? Like, who actually goes to watch those nowadays? Like,
China, the global box office
Yeah,
for
the
Fast
worldwide
X?
is wild.
carried it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, The Flash was the next one. That's a big shocker. I'd say that didn't do top 10 either. I had it in.
yeah,
I had
I
that
didn't
in
have
my
it
top
in,
10.
but I figured it would. After I didn't put it in, yeah, I figured it would be.
And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Insidious. Insidious did pretty good, actually. I was kind of shocked at how
did,
much
yeah.
it made. Meg 2, Haunted Mansion, Blue Beetle, No Hard Feelings, Talk to Me. The Boogeyman, The Equalizer 3, Gran Turismo.
See, I fucked up by
Asteroids City
putting Last
Strays.
Voyage of the Demeter on there.
That one's
Like,
way
yeah, that-
down.
like,
That was way
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
I felt bad. Like,
That
I
was
didn't
a-
go to see it.
Bro.
Like, it seemed like it would be interesting. Like, did you
It's
guys go to
just
see it?
Dracula. It's I don't know.
I'll watch
Like,
it.
was it
sometime.
decent?
Different. It looked different. That's why I was
gotcha.
like, yeah, it could fly under the radar, maybe.
Yeah,
You know,
that got
it
no
definitely-
advertising, and it was only in
definitely
theaters
did.
for like 3 weeks. I feel like
Yeah,
It's
hardly
like-
even a month.
didn't have any
yeah.
confidence.
Yeah, sucks, but
I guess my
well, what are you
question
gonna do?
is, what do you guys think was the best movie of the summer box office this
Ooh.
year?
Hmm.
What do you think deserves number 1?
The Last Voyage of the Demeter. No, I don't know.
What do you think I think? It's pretty obvious what mine is.
Mission
Okay,
Impossible?
Mission
Right?
I'd say it might be like top 3 for me, but the best
I'm cool
movie.
with Barbie being up there. I don't think it like. I think it deserves it. I don't think it would have been like my choice, but I'm
Okay.
kind of like I'm cool with it.
I'm happy with that
I'm
one.
on record. Fuck
Wait, what'd you
Barbie,
say?
Just saying.
On record?
Wait, you would say Barbie?
No,
I'm
Yeah,
happy
I said
that
fuck
it
Barbie.
is.
I think it's yeah, like I'm glad, like I'm cool with it being top one. I didn't think it would
Gotcha.
be, and I
I haven't
I
actually
enjoyed it.
seen it, so
Okay,
No.
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess
I can't actually put it up
Waste your
there.
time.
I guess like the movie that I liked the most, I want to say Across the Spider-Verse, but honestly, I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem more. So like that
Hmm.
might be my number one of the summer, just weirdly.
The Turtles. That was
Yeah, like I'm
great.
looking over these lists, and like I guess like of the movies I've seen, yeah, I don't know. I'd probably just put Spider Verse, like Across the Spider Verse.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna say this also on record.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie as well.
Yeah, we know.
Just saying.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
you know
have
what?
That's not a
magic.
complete project.
It's the
That's not a
first.
complete project.
It really is not.
I think I would have liked Guardians 3 up there.
I was
a good
actually
one.
like of the movies I've seen, like
Yeah.
that was like I don't know
It's a solid
the
movie.
only other movie I was thinking.
James
Yeah.
Gunn, everything he has done, I've really liked, and those movies, that trilogy specifically, it's just
Yeah,
yeah, it's a good time.
It was a great ending for a trilogy. I
Yeah,
respect him for that.
for sure.
yeah, man.
I
Very
had
poignant.
like a pretty emotional experience in the theater too, so that is pretty.
Mhm.
That would be up there for me too, I think.
Yeah, all those movies have heart, which you can't really say for all of Disney's,
Yeah,
all Marvel stuff.
Well, if we're doing it next summer, now we have a little bit more insight, and maybe next year it'll be a little
Yeah,
more tight.
no
We'll
kidding.
actually get a couple in
we're
the
doing
slots.
blockbusters of the winter.
We could just do like a 2024 one or whatever, and just like try to.
Yeah, we
Uh,
could.
But you never know what's
Yeah,
gonna come
Now
out, I
that
guess.
But yeah, I mean, like, what
Yeah.
if there's just like impromptu shit, you know,
Right.
that like
Or they
yeah.
push stuff back, and it's
Yeah.
not in that
Yeah,
year
delay.
anymore. But,
time frame wise, yeah, it just might not work out.
Mhm.
well, shall we just talk about some stuff we've been watching? Wrap it up.
Yeah, I
Sure,
gotta get out of here in a few minutes, so
Okay.
I guess I
Well,
can.
yeah, just say what you've been watching, I guess.
I finished the first season of Sopranos. My testimony
Ooh.
here was it was on episode 5 one night, and then I made it to episode 11 by the end of that night. And
Yeah.
yeah, I was watching it, and my wife Sarah, she sat up in the middle of the night. She's like, "What are you doing? What are you still awake for?" I'm like, "It's not that late. It's like 11 o'clock." She's like, "Is it?" I looked at the time. I was like, "No, it's 2 o'clock. Sorry, that's my bad."
Damn.
Oh shit.
But
Just captured you
good.
now. You got yeah. Nice.
Oh, it's such good writing, and like the whole Uncle June, and his mom and the Tony, like the trifecta there of those stories just like colliding.
Mhm.
And when Tony goes in the last episode and he grabs the pillow and he like fluffs it like he's about to go murk his mom, and like the
Mhm.
nurse comes out and she's like, "Oh, so you got the news? Your mom had a stroke." And he laughs and tosses the pillow at the nurse
Yeah.
and goes to his mom and he just tells her like straight how it is, like, "You're so full of shit," and stuff like that. And I'm like, he's like, "I know what you did." I'm like, "Holy, this is great."
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked it.
Have you
I
started
really
the
enjoyed
second
it.
season yet?
I just started it. I only got, again, it was in another heater. So like I was catching up on reality TV, and I made the mistake of starting the last episode of the first season, and then I was like, well, I got to see the second episode or like the next one, the next season. So I just saw Pussy come back, and so yeah, I'm
Nice.
I'm, I'm still I'm
for
in.
you
I'm
if you
I'm
get
really
it.
enjoying it.
That's the point where I stopped. Was the first episode of the second season. I like
Mhm.
watched like
Really?
half
Okay.
of it, yeah. Because like not that I mean I like so like I mean I knew all the things that you had said about the first season because you know I had seen it, but yeah, I don't know. I just never went back to it. I probably
It's so-
should,
Yeah,
but
same.
It's
yeah,
it's great
maybe
writing.
You gotta
now
be
I
there
will.
for it.
Maybe now I'll just start at the second season. I mean, at least you're watching it too, yeah.
It took
Yeah,
me a couple
it's
tries, so
Yeah.
like
it's great, and like each character has just something so interesting about them. Like you have Eddie Falco's character. Is it Eddie Falco? It's right. That's her name. Am I pronouncing that right?
Edie or Eddie, I don't know. Might be Edie.
Yeah. Well, her character, Carmela, and her dynamic with the priest is just so weird and
Yeah.
interesting because like like you find out by the end of it, like, yeah, he is just using these women because they're excellent cooks and they give him the attention that he wants, but without going too far.
Mhm.
And it's fantastic when she like gives it to him and like, "Hey, I know what you're about." And he leaves, but he's like comes back, grabs the movie he brought for Carmela. So it's just like it's such good
It's
writing
funny,
and
yeah.
the
There's a lot
beats
of
that it
funny moments
hits.
too.
Yeah, it's so good, and like I think the therapist and Tony dynamic is like some of my favorite moments of the show. I really enjoy that,
What do you think about the
and
Soprano kids?
but they're fine so far. I mean, I think his son has a lot of potential. His daughter, I guess she has, I guess, in a realistic sense, she's gonna have the most potential to like grow into the mafia scene. I think I could be wrong, but I feel
Mhm.
like her character has the most potential to do that. But I feel like there's so much more we can get from Tony's son just because of how Tony was brought up. And I feel
I
like that could reflect in his son,
I
and
think
they
I
could.
thought pretty much the same, but I thought the son was a piece of shit. I just didn't
I
like the
just know
son.
everybody
Yeah.
hates. It's like a lot of the people hate those characters, but I actually thought they were true to
They're
that
fine.
life. So like,
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like I don't know, and like you said, there's a lot of funny moments, like when his neighbor he calls him Coos, and his neighbor's like, the connotation on that nickname. He's like, no, 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 that's a thing of the past. It's just so good, and he gives him the box. And he's like, hold on to this until I tell you. And
yeah,
it's good because he finds out like he is like their trophy wife on the golf course because he's Tony Soprano, and they're like, oh, do you know Gotti and stuff like that. It's really good writing, and
it is.
I can, like I've said before, it's just you can see like the doors that opened for prestige television. So, and I really respect that too.
Mm, nice, man. I'm happy.
So
I'm excited to see the journey, just to hear it. Hear
yeah,
how you like it.
I'm in. I like it a lot. So it's
Kiz.
great. Other than that, I went and saw X last night as well as Dumb Money.
How was it?
Um, Saw X is probably one of the better saws. I
You
mean,
saw both of them last night?
yeah, I wanted to see
Oh
Evil
shit.
Lurks here, but it has one show time, and it's like at 7 o'clock, and that's when I was seeing Saw. So I was like,
Hmm.
damn, I should have calculated that better. Oh well. I just took the day off work and went to live at the movie theaters for the day because
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I had some catching up to do.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, they were fine. The Saw was by the third act. It was just kind of like things had to happen, so they just made them happen, and it was just kind of like, okay, this is unrealistic in terms of like these characters had to make the decisions they made, or else it wouldn't have been able to be pulled off. And you kind of have to just believe that for the thing. So,
Is Jigsaw back?
no, he's not back. It just takes place after the first Saw movie.
It's his son. Oh.
No, it takes place after Saw 1, and it's like
So
him
he's
getting
still
cancer
alive.
treatment before Saw 3, where he dies. So,
I see.
yeah.
So basically, all the Saws now have to take place like within other Saw movies.
Yeah. I mean, this one's definitely the highest regarded Saw movie. I mean, it's getting really like good reviews. And I don't think it deserves that great of reviews, but in terms of Saw movies, it had the most meat and the best writing. So, besides like the first Saw.
I like how
Um,
they tried to do like the spin-off with Spiral. And like when that didn't
yeah.
do shit, they're just like, okay, let's just
Oh yeah.
do Saw again.
Go back to
We said we
Saw.
were done, but no.
Bring Tobin Bell back. They're like, but he's 96 years old. Bring him back.
He can do it.
Yeah.
He still got it.
Just a kid.
And I mentioned Dumb Money. I'm interested if you guys watch it.
I still
If you
haven't
have the
gotten
same
to it yet.
take.
Yeah,
Uh,
really want to
it
still.
just, yeah, I don't know. It was pretty boring.
Yeah,
Like I said, the most interesting parts were the end when they actually tell you things about what actually happened. Like they sort of do, I guess, during the movie, but it's just so boring that they don't really tell you. They just pretend to tell you, if that makes
I
sense.
see. Yeah, I guess like
And they
that
try to make it
idea.
dramatic, but
Yeah, I don't know how much you can squeeze out of that idea. Like you clearly want it to
yeah.
be The Big Short, but I don't think that situation is The Big Short.
Yeah.
So
And it's a red flag when the only part in the movie that made me laugh was a line from Pete Davidson. So
Hmm.
that's tough.
it's not a good place to be.
Yeah. So, and it's a comedy. So
Mm, yeah. Well, any others? You got to get going, or you want to listen to?
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I wish I could stay, but I do have to get going, unfortunately.
All good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Sorry,
good.
boys.
Talk to you
All
next
right.
week.
I'll try
Yeah.
to hop on early next week too and maybe talk more about,
Same.
you know,
Yeah.
writing and whatnot.
I'm
So,
down.
Cool.
all right,
Yeah.
boys.
Oh yeah. Sounds
Good
good. Good talking with
talking.
you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What have you guys been watching?
I finished The Last Man on Earth.
Oh, nice. What'd you think about the end?
I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
It was creepy, actually,
Hmm.
the way it ended. With, like the
Is he the
those
last
people
man
in
on
the-
Earth?
Of course.
No.
He wasn't the last man in episode 2 of that show. That ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
like a bunch of people coming out of like some secret like pit, right? Or like some secret like like
They're all wearing
hundreds
like
of people.
gas masks and
Mhm.
shit. Yeah, and they're all they like surround the main group.
Right. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it works as like an ending where it's like they found more people.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, they clearly had
They
more to
seem-
say with it, but they just won't be able to. But
Yeah, which I get because it was kind of they're always kind of bouncing around and like you got the sense that they're like figuring it out as they
teasing
go.
the next whatever the fuck idea they have.
Yeah, but no, it was funny, man. I like there's some good poignant moments, and Will Forte just made me laugh the whole show. So
Nice.
yeah, it was good. That now I'm like kind of back on the Wilfred train. Been watching that.
Did you finish that
Which
one
was-
before?
No, I think I got to like season 2 before I stopped.
I like that show a lot, honestly.
Yeah,
too.
it's really good. It was a little trippy once I adopted Merlin. I started
seeing
watching it. Yeah,
Dude
it's
in
like shit.
costume.
Does this dog understand me? Yeah. No, it is really good though, and it's funny, and it's dark.
It is
so
very, yeah. That one has a
Yeah.
good ending, I think, too. Controversial, I think, for some people, but I liked it.
So like, because yeah, I forget. I think I'm in season 4.
Okay, I think there's
Where
only
they're
4
like-
seasons. Right?
Oh shit,
Is
a
it?
Wilfred?
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's only
Yeah.
4.
Okay, because they're like figuring out.
Damn, so
if-
shit is probably like turning up. Yeah.
His like history
Yeah.
now, or
Yeah, if he's like the trickster god, or the.
oh shit,
the
you're almost
good-
towards the end. Then.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you're like a yeah.
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
yeah. I
so-
like that storyline. I like how, I mean, they clearly tease like what's going on the whole time, or like make you question, but they got to give you like something definitive at the end, and I feel like they do. So
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I was curious, like, what we were gonna find out about him.
yeah,
Dude, the actor for Wilfred too. I don't know. Maybe it's the Australian
good.
accent. And, the guy's hilarious.
he's
really
really
good,
good. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about it, though. Yeah, Shippuden. Back on Naruto. Yeah.
too much.
I go on binges, man, where I'm like, I'm not touching anime and I don't. for,
Yeah,
like,
no, I
a
get
couple
that.
months, and then I'll be like, I'm just watching anime. That's all I'm watching today.
Yeah.
Like, but it's good, man. Shippuden gets fucking wild. It's like I don't think I appreciated it as much the first watch through because I was just like, oh, it's anime. It's fucking 500 episodes or whatever. Like, I'll sit through it. But now I'm just like, god damn. I mean, the animation just gets better. Naruto and like all the character storylines are just good as fuck.
I'm gonna wait
Yeah.
for my kid. That's
Yeah.
I do want to watch it eventually, but I'll make it worth it.
Watch
my child.
Shippuden on your own.
Really?
Like, yeah, like skip Naruto, but watch Shippuden. Because there's only like maybe two storylines in Naruto that are like semi-important, and it's like Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, like their team, the beginning of their team that you really need to know.
Yeah, to be
Um,
honest, I feel like at this point I could just jump in on Shippuden and
Yeah.
know what's going on.
You definitely can, because like
I
think it
guess just
starts-
like from all the shit I have heard from other people too when they've watched it, I guess it's just I don't know.
got the gist of it from yeah, and it starts with Naruto like coming back to the village after training. So it's like, all right, he's kind of like leveled up somewhat.
Oh, kind of like Goku when he goes and trains with Kami.
Pretty much. He's
Hmm.
got like his new sage jutsu, his new form.
Yeah,
It's like, all
pretty
right.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And the first villain is great. Pain is like a great first villain arc against the village of the Leaf. He basically fucking obliterates the village, and you're like, well, how the fuck? There's no fucking way. Like the whole village is gone. Yeah, but good old
Classic
Naruto.
anime.
Yeah, good old Naruto. Yeah,
Oh, there's just a much stronger guy that they have to train to take on.
yeah. You mean they have to break through their limits?
How will they get? Yeah, right.
Yeah, but that's about it.
What about
Yeah.
you, Joe? What you been watching?
I don't know. I haven't had like too much time to like watch new shit or
Yeah.
watch other shit than like the movies like recently. I mean, I don't know. I just had kind of had a lot going on. I did watch the new Castlevania show. It was pretty decent.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I got to get to like the new Wes Anderson shorts.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Other than that, I mean, yeah, I haven't really watched too much. But I mean, the new Castlevania show is pretty interesting. I mean, it like, vaguely links to like the first show, and
Yeah.
there's some like cool characters, and it's basically like the same thing as the first show. So I mean,
Okay. Is it animated?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
animated. It's like Richter is the main character now, and it's like 1796 or something like that.
Okay.
So it's like almost 1800s.
Yeah.
Takes place in France.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
And
yeah,
Dracula's
it's pretty
back.
cool.
Yeah. Is it or is it a son?
Nah,
No.
Dracula's
guess-
actually not in it
Hmm.
so far, at least.
Huh.
And that's not even like a spoiler. I mean, they mention him, but like, yeah, so far, like, I don't think he will be in it either, if in my opinion. But I don't know. I haven't played the games because, like, I think that he is in the game, but I don't really know how he would connect based on the story they have going.
Gotcha.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
First show, he's pretty much fucking onion rings, right?
Doesn't he come back in the first one? Though?
He does come back, yeah. And I mean, in the games, he like comes back like all the fucking time.
Right.
Like most of the he's in most of the games. So like,
Yeah, he'll find a way.
yeah, but like I don't know. I mean, he was
Yeah.
pretty content at the end of the first show, like when he did
Mhm.
come back, because I mean it was him and his wife, and
Right.
I mean I guess like she is a human, so I mean she probably would die at some point of old age anyway, unless he
And then
made
he
her into a
just
vampire,
Get back to
and
his
then he'll
old
just
ways.
get pissed off again.
Start another war.
Yeah.
Uh,
Richter is like kind of a whiny bitch, but he's okay. He's kind of a badass,
Classic
I guess.
anime.
Yeah.
Then they're following
Yeah.
the formula.
Well, yeah, but like Trevor was kind of always a badass. I
Yeah.
mean,
True.
Yeah, he's the
I don't know.
stoic.
yeah.
Very
And you got
true.
fucking Richard Armitage voicing him. It's like, yeah.
Gruff.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess
I haven't watched Netflix in a minute because Netflix changed all their shit. So
Dude, I had actually.
strapped by
Oh yeah, I was
Netflix
gonna
to-
like talk to you guys about that because like Netflix apparently was going to like raise their prices again, and I just
Oh.
got like a notification that like Disney Plus was going to like raise their prices. I think they already like did. It was by like early October, so I like adjusted
Hulu
my
just
shit
did
because
it.
like
Prime just did it.
I mean like Hulu was connected to Disney Plus,
Mhm.
so like that was like yeah, but like yeah, it's like what the fuck, dude. I'm actually gonna like start getting rid of some apps because like
Yeah.
right,
I'm not gonna fucking deal with raising prices. Like I
Mhm.
don't know.
yeah,
Netflix.
Like Netflix, I can do without. Like I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, there's ways
personally,
to watch
but-
it. There's ways to watch it, guys. I mean,
Mhm.
don't need it. But I have a theory that Netflix, like, they have their little password sharing or whatever that they tried to crack down on, and you can still like have multiple houses, but you have to like register them. And every month, I get another like time where it's like, this isn't part of your household. You need to re-register it, and I have to go through like an email process to like say it's like, yes, it fucking is, and I have to do it every month. And my theory is like they know exactly what they're doing because they're just gonna teeter people over the edge to get their own, like, or they're gonna
Mm,
stop it
yeah.
altogether. But
Just pissing you off, annoying you to
pisses-
the point.
dude,
Yeah,
it's like I get it, but I verified it. So stop fucking saying it's not me.
I guess I'd just
Yeah.
like to see
fucking
like
get there.
their like actual like earnings or whatever like over the
They went
last
up.
like year because they have.
Mhm. When they did the
Interesting.
crackdown, everyone's like, they're fucking done, and then their stock went up, and everybody like got more accounts, and they knew what they were doing.
Damn.
It worked, like.
yeah.
But it's like it's like you got it, bud. Now don't make me verify it every month. Like now you're gonna piss me off
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
I know what you're fucking doing.
Stupid. That's dumb.
Honestly, I was only like waiting until this month for the new Castlevania show, and then I think I'm gonna watch the new Wes Anderson stuff and maybe a couple other things, and maybe look at their schedule for the next couple months and
Yeah,
probably get rid of it.
There's a couple shows
Yeah.
I'd like you have to flock there too. Like I do want to see the new Squid Game season whenever it comes. I do want to finish Stranger Things eventually, but those are
Yeah,
years
like I'll
plus
just
out.
I'll
Like,
just subscribe for a month
Yeah.
when those come out. You know, like
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
that's
Definitely.
probably the way to do it. I've been watching so much like Hulu and HBO, anyways. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's unnecessary. I don't really need
I feel
that
like
much more.
those are like my go-tos, like HBO and
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
same.
shit, I have actually been watching there's like a boys spin-off show, like The Boys.
I
It's
saw
called
that.
Gen
Yeah.
V.
It's a
I
good-
don't know. I watched the first couple episodes. It actually like reminds me of like it's making fun of like My Hero
Oh
because
yeah.
they're at school.
Nice.
And like I mean the main character is like got blood powers and I don't know. I don't know. It's
No,
okay.
I honestly
But
don't
like
need to watch
it's
boys
like
spinoffs. I don't know. I haven't
yeah,
felt the
like
urge.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Yeah.
whole point of The Boys was that like they're like making fun of like comics shit and like, making it more realistic and having like their own fucking take on it. But like this I feel like is actually like buying into the superhero genre.
Mm.
So
Kinda
like
losing
I don't
itself with more spinoffs.
like it
and
still
stuff.
has like those elements of like boys nature esque like what I don't know underhanded
Disgusting, dark
politics and
shit.
shit like that. Yeah, disgusting dark shit. But like the main characters are like actually like good people and they all have like superpowers and shit. So like they're essentially just like good superheroes.
In a bad system type thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
All right. Maybe
So
I'll
I
give
don't
it-
know. I guess
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
guess maybe give it a try, but yeah, I don't know if you'll like it to be honest.
There's an
I don't know. I'll
animated
probably just
spinoff too.
watch it. Yeah, I never
have
watched
very
that.
much interest, but
I feel like Invincible is the equivalent of that.
that's
Animated
coming out
Boys.
a few
I
months.
think
Is
yeah,
Yeah.
sometime soon, either this month or next. I think, or maybe it was beginning of next year. I don't really know.
I think it's this year, but maybe towards the end. But I'm not sure.
That's
But
good.
otherwise, have you guys ever seen Documentary Now? That's on Netflix, actually, man.
Seen it
Nah.
in passing. Never
It's
watched it.
Bill Hader and what's his nuts? He's in Portlandia. Fred Armisen, and they're just spoofing
yeah.
documentaries. Made me laugh. It definitely the first two seasons are definitely better than the next two, but that's
I could get into that.
it's
It's called
pretty good.
documentary now.
yeah.
Hmm.
My favorite one was like I think it's the second episode. It's like Canuck the Hunter, and it's like they're like trying to like give you old footage of this like Alaskan expedition, and just like I don't know.
No.
Bill Hader's character in that is one of like the best performances I've ever seen from him. So it's just fucking great.
Fred Armisen in Last Man on the Earth is fucking like serial killer or
Yeah,
cannibal.
weird ass.
character in that. Have you guys watched Portlandia at all?
I did. I stopped.
A little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Like I
it's
didn't
very
really
hit
get
or
that
miss.
hooked. Yeah.
To be quite honest, watching documentary now, Bill Hader dips after like season 2, I think, and
Yeah.
I think I respect Bill Hader's comedy a lot more than Fred Armisen's comedy. So
Fred Armisen is very dry, I guess. It's
he's
like
just
so
like
out
operates
there
on
that it's
weirdness.
not-
Yeah.
and awkwardness.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's why it's like hit or miss
right.
because it
Yeah.
just kind of depends on what's
It's either
like a
funny
subject.
or just cringe as hell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for Portlandia, I felt like I was getting the same characters almost. I mean, they are the same characters in some of them, but like I was just
It was
feeling the
real.
same thing with Fred Armisen's like performance every time. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
Eh.
Oh, I feel that.
but
I watched a season of that and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
yeah. I watched Blackbird. It's an Apple TV Plus show. It's got Taron Egerton and what's his nuts? Paul Walter Hauser. Have you guys seen Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
he's
don't know. I don't
Stingray.
think I've seen the latest season, but
Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
show so much. But he plays Stingray,
Good.
the older dude who's like in the
Oh,
dojo.
okay.
I love him.
Yeah.
but he's playing like a really
yeah, I know
fucked
you're
up
talking about.
Goofy ass
serial killer
Weird.
in Blackbird. He's like he's in jail for like sexual crimes, and Taron Egerton goes in and he's like in there for like some gun charge, and he has to like coax a confession out of him with like trying to be his friend and stuff like that. It's pretty compelling. It was a little hammy, especially at the start. It feels like it's kind of like manufactured drama in ways, but I like Taron Egerton a lot. I think he's a pretty good actor. So
Yeah, me too. I really want to watch Eddie the Eagle. It was him
He's
and
fun
Hugh
in all.
Jackman.
yeah,
Yeah, it seemed like a fun movie.
yeah. But then other than that, I watched the Wes Anderson shorts. Like them some more than others, but they're pretty fun. And then I've been watching the old ass monster movies. Like
Yeah, I saw that on Letterboxd.
Yeah,
You were just kind of going through a bunch of them.
yeah. I watched The Mummy and I watched Invisible Man now, and they all kind of hit the same quality threshold for me of like, not very enjoyable to watch in the modern era. But I think The Invisible Man was my favorite, so maybe they're getting better. / there's a smarter mind on that movie to make it more like funny or
What's that
weird.
actually about?
Dude's invisible, and he's like he arrives in this town, and he's like trying to figure out how to stop being invisible, basically. But like people won't leave him alone, and he's like trying to work. He's like, just leave me alone. I just like, and then people keep like coming to see him, and he basically just loses his mind and starts like terrorizing the town as an invisible guy. And it's like kind of funny, like his attitude as the villain makes the movie, where it's like he's like laughing maniacally as he's like running and shit. And
I could be that guy.
that's that's why it was the best one so far. I think is like it's definitely more relatable for a modern audience, with just like scientific dude making wrong, like doing wrong shit or whatever. But like
yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna get through them. Got like 2 more. So
which one's that name?
The Bride of Frankenstein is next, and then The Wolfman.
Have you ever seen it's like Invasion of the Clowns or some shit?
Killer Clowns
Where
from
the-
Outer Space?
Yeah,
It's on my
have you
list.
ever
I
seen that?
have not seen it.
Gotcha.
Have you?
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I
Is
saw
it
it a
like-
long time ago.
Is it good?
Yeah,
or
because
is
I
it,
brought this up like a couple episodes ago. Because like I used to watch like Svengoolie shit, so like
Mhm.
I've seen like I don't really remember a lot of them, but I used to watch like a lot of old shit, and I just remember some of the, like the effects, like the realistic effects, were just like so fucking weird looking,
gnarly.
yeah. So like that's really all I remember, and it was just kind of ridiculous because like the clowns just showed up at like the most
From outer space.
inopportune times. Like that like when I don't know, the worst time a clown like could show up, that's when they're gonna show up. And they're just like I don't know, just ridiculous because they're all like goofy and then they just murder people. So
Yeah. Just like fucked up and goofy. Yeah.
yeah, it's fucking weird.
Andy.
I do want to watch it. Maybe for Halloween. I have a couple other ones I'm gonna watch for the Halloween season. So
Oh yeah.
other than that though, yeah, not much. I gotta start up a new show soon, I think, like The Wire or something, and just really start chugging along.
Yeah.
Did you get any or did you like rate or log any movies in Letterboxd Show since you got it?
Just these 3. The Kill Bills and Leaving Las Vegas.
Gotta start
And like
somewhere.
I think I might go through like Fincher's stuff and like the Tarantino stuff we've done, and maybe like other movies that we've watched like recently, and then probably just go from there. Maybe like log some when I feel like it, and I don't know, because like it really is like a daunting task to just like rate everything I've ever watched.
You have to
First.
go to
So,
like 1,000.
Oh yeah.
different
Yeah.
movies.
yeah. So like I don't know. I don't know. Probably I'll just start with that stuff and see how it goes.
Ease in. Yep.
Nice.
Do you guys ever like write reviews, or do you just
I don't
give it a
really
rating?
very
I've
often.
written like a couple, and they've always just been like a quote or something I liked.
Yeah, there's
about
2
it,
options you can do,
I
which
feel
is
like I should write a review for Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah.
right. Spout your feelings. There's 2 options for Letterboxd. It's write a insanely detailed analysis like that you've worked on for hours, or just write a 3-word sentence that says it's shit, and then that one will probably be like the one that everybody likes. But
Don't waste your fucking time.
just make a half-assed
your-
joke about the movie, and you'll probably do fine on Letterboxd.
Yeah. You give your Nick Cage.
Yeah, I'll give the list
analysis.
of how you can rank a Nick Cage movie, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
this was the bad one.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think people are behind that.
Well, should we close her out? Do some death proof. Do another movie chest. Pick it after this for next week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I wish there was like, I don't know, a show we could go over, but I don't really know of anything like coming out soon.
Yeah, nothing
Well,
really dramatic.
Let me
I
know
guess
if you start Sopranos, Joe. If you start it up, and then maybe
Yeah.
I'll start it up
Make the
because
run together.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I told my brother I'd start watching this. He's been trying to get me to watch this Prime show called The Expanse for like years,
It's on my list
and
too.
and yeah, I feel like I'm obligated to start that. So we'll see how I'm feeling, but I'll let you know.
Cool.
Nice.
At least by the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not,
Yeah.
it's cool. I could take it or leave it.
If
I would
anything, I
like
mean,
to watch
like,
it,
might as well
but
just fucking start it up if you want. I mean, Alex is watching it too, at least. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
Catch up.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
yeah.
Got time now too, right?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh
That's
yeah.
true, Joe. I got fired from news.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. We were talking about it. Yeah, it's like 2 weeks ago, I think, or
yeah,
whenever the last time I was on. I think it had just happened.
gotcha.
Which,
Okay.
yeah, it sucks, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer. But you know,
What are you
it
gonna
all
do?
happens. Yep. It all
For a
figures
reason,
out.
hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Be making some fucking bomb sushi rolls. So
Fuck yeah, dude.
yeah. Get in the
Hmm.
kitchen.
That's
Nice.
cool.
I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna, if I get good or really like cooking, that's my new goal. Traveling cooking show. That's like the dream job, man. Just eat
Yeah.
food and
Yeah.
film it. That's like
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, just like an Anthony Bourdain-esque show,
yeah.
going to different countries and traveling around and shit, eating
Mhm.
food, being
Yeah.
like, "Damn, this was good as fuck." Don't actually give any critiques on it. Just be
Yeah,
like, "Damn, that was so
was
good," and then
Y'all
just
gotta
go
try
on.
this
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
yeah.
We got what we need. We got okay, cool.
Yeah. Feed the crew. Crew's happy.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, join us next week. Talk more Tarantino, more movies. Thanks for watching us this week.
Yeah.